ACE Engineering Academy is conducting pre-GATE 2026 as usual as of previous years. So the main aim of the pre-GATE exam is to make you to identify what are different type of questions which may appear in GATE exam, coming GATE exam 2026. And after going through this pre-GATE exam, you can identify your own mistakes. Like are you solving the problems within time or not? Or you are spending more time on a particular question unnecessarily? Is it a bouncer, or are you ignoring the units? Or you are committing silly mistakes? All these minor mistakes you can identify. Mistake in surveying is unknown error. That you can't identify until you come out and check your answer key. But however, this pre-GATE gives you a sort of pre-engineered test to make you identify different things. So if you could able to concentrate and write this exam, it will be a good asset for you to rectify your mistakes in the main exam. And especially in this pre-GATE, the questions are set in such a way that the level of questions are almost on par with the GATE exam. To say frankly, a bit more than that of actual GATE exam. The actual GATE questions are lower level to this. We are setting to a bit higher level only to make it as a serious and make it as a serious attempt for you. And if it is a easy paper, people may misunderstand or underestimate the actual paper. So to increase your seriousness, a bit high level paper is set, and definitely if you are getting some marks, the original marks will be very much high compared to this. So rectify your mistakes, read the questions carefully, and then answer the questions. Especially units are very important. And in multiple choice questions, you have the negative marking. Whether to attempt such negative marking questions or leave them, you can identify here. And if such similar questions are coming up in the main exam, you have a better chance for the attempting such questions and going aggressively and get the marks. So take this as a positive effect for you to give you the final result. So take it seriously. And if you are getting very less marks in this pre-GATE, don't get disappointed. All our mistakes are stepping stones for rectifying the mistakes and going ahead for the success. So think positively, rectify your mistakes and go ahead if you are getting less marks in this. Don't get disappointed. I wish you all the best for the main exam and preparation. Go with a strategy. Strategy is very important for any aspect. Prepare your own strategy and go ahead. I wish you all the best.
Okay, now coming to mathematics questions. See, if A and B are 2 by 2 matrices such that determinant of B is 8 and A cube is equal to B square. Determinant of B given, A cube is equal to B square. Then the determinant of that new matrix required. See, first A cube is given as B square or not? Given A cube is equal to B square. Take determinant on both sides. What it is? Determinant of A cube is equal to determinant of B square. So, inside power and outside power both are same. Determinant of A whole power m, det A power m both are same already you know. So that I will write it as det A cube is equal to determinant of B square. Already determinant of B given as 8 or not? So, det A cube is equal to 8 square is nothing but 64 or not? Det A cube is 64 means what is determinant of A? Determinant of A is 4. Okay, det A is 4. Now, actual question is determinant of 3 A transpose. What is the question now? Determinant of 3 A transpose B A inverse B inverse A na? Yes. So it is in a form determinant of Ka. What is determinant of some Ka? It's complete, you can take it as a matrix. Okay, determinant of some Ka is nothing but K power n into det A or not. What is an order? Order is a 2 by 2. So that this is 3 square into determinant of A transpose B, A inverse, B inverse A. Is it? Now that is 9 into determinant of AB is nothing but det A into det B or not. You can take the separate products. So determinant of A transpose into determinant of B into determinant of A inverse into determinant of B inverse into determinant of A. Det A inverse and det A both are cancelled. Det B and det B inverse both are cancelled. 9 into determinant of A transpose. Det A and det A transpose both are same. Determinant of A already this is 4 in the sense. So determinant of A transpose is also 4. Answer is 30. Which option? Option A is correct. Clear? Coming to the next problem. If capital X is a continuous random variable with PDF, probability density function given like this. P of 1 less than X means what is the meaning? Probability of P of 1 less than X required. That is nothing but P of X greater than 1 or not. Okay, probability after 1 less than X means X is greater than 1. Probability after 1 means up to infinity or not. That is nothing but integral 1 to infinity. Okay, f of x dx. To find the probability, it is enough to integrate the probability density function, between the given limits. So 1 to infinity, what is f of x? That is nothing but e power after, see, 0 less than, say, this is e power minus x given. So function is e power minus x dx. So that is nothing but e power minus x by minus 1. Limits are from 1 to infinity. So minus you can take common, e power minus infinity minus e power minus 1. That is minus of e power minus infinity is 0. E power minus 1 is nothing but 1 by e. Final answer is 1 by. Is it? This is clear? Now coming to the next problem. 1 by e is the answer. One root of the equation 3x minus 1 minus cos x lies in the interval. Okay, so apply intermediate value theorem, already options given. Okay, see, this is numerical measures problem. If f of a already intermediate value theorem, if f of a and f of b both are having opposite signs, the root lies between a and b. So, which interval is giving the opposite signs, you can take that as a interval. That is f of x is nothing but, you can take the function as 3x minus 1 minus cos x. So, first instead of verifying option wise, better substitution of 0 and pi by 2 is easy for me. So that I will substitute option B first, means I will verify f of 0 and f of pi by 2 first. Luckily, if f of 0 and f of pi by 2 both are having opposite signs, that would be our option. So remaining options no need to think. Okay, suppose if option B is ruled out, suppose if option B is wrong, then I have to verify the remaining options. Substitution of 0 and pi by 2 is easy for me, so that I will verify this option first. What is f of 0? F of 0 is nothing but, so minus 1. Cos 0 is also, this is 0, minus 1, cos 0 is minus 1, so minus 2, less than 0, negative. What is f of 1? F of 1 is, sorry, f of pi by 2, na? F of pi by 2. What is f of pi by 2? F of pi by 2 is nothing but, so 3 pi by 2 minus 1 minus cos pi by 2 is 0 or not? Very clear. 3 pi by 2 value, pi value is 3.14, 3.14 by 2, 3 into pi by 2 minus 1, obviously positive value only. That is greater than 0. Value is not a criteria. So, positive or negative is sufficient. F of 0 negative, f of 1 positive means, therefore, by intermediate value theorem, root lies between, so f of 0 negative, f of pi by 2 positive. So, by intermediate value theorem, the root lies between 0 and pi by 2. Therefore, the root lies between 0 and pi by 2. So, which option? Option B correct. Clear? Coming to the next problem. Say this. 4x cube minus 8x square plus 24x plus 7. The one function given, maxima and minima we need to identify. First, find first derivative and find stationary points, and then you can substitute in second derivatives. Which option is correct, we will verify later. So, what is f of x? Here function f of x is given as 4x cube, what it is, minus 18x square plus 24x plus 7 plus 7. F dash of x is nothing but 12x square minus 36x plus 24 is f dash of x. What is f double dash of x? 24x minus 36. F double dash of. Put f dash of x is equal to 0. Okay, because I have to find stationary points first or not. So, that is nothing but 12x square minus 36x plus 24 is equal to 0. Better you can take 6 common. 6 are directly 12 will cancel. Why 6? X square minus 3x plus 2. X square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. That implies x minus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to 0 or not? That implies x is equal to 1 comma 2 are stationary points. Okay. So, substitute 1 in double derivative, substitute 2 in double derivative. Now, at x is equal to 1, what is f double dash of 1? So, double derivative is nothing but 24 into 1 minus 36 means minus 12 or not? Minus 12 less than 0. If double derivative is less than 0 means function has, so double derivative less than 0 means that gives a point of, see, function gives the maximum value, local maximum value at x is equal to 1. That implies x is equal to 1 is a local point of maxima, and the maximum value is, maximum value means local maximum value is f of 1. What is f of 1 value? Substitute 4 minus 18 plus 24 plus 7. 4 minus 18 plus 24 plus 7. Yes. So, 4 plus 24, 4 minus 18 minus 14. Minus 14 plus 24 is 10, 10 plus 7, 17. Next, f double dash of at x is equal to, another point, x is equal to 2. What is f double dash of 2? Double derivative at 2. That one. So, 24 into 48 minus 36, it is 12. Greater than 0. Double derivative greater than 0 means, is it a local point of minima or not? That implies x is equal to is a local point of minima. And the minimum value is, minimum means local minimum value. Minimum value is f of 2. Substitute 2 means 2 cube is 8, 4 8s are 32 minus 18 4s 72. Is it correct? Yes, 18 4 72, 24 2s 48 plus 7. So, 32 minus 72 means minus 40. Okay, minus 40 plus 48 means 8, 8 plus 7, 15. F of 1 local, say which option? X is equal to 1 is a point of minima. Wrong. X is equal to 1 is a local point of maxima. Option A wrong. X is equal to 2 is a point of maxima. Wrong. Maximum value of the function is f of 1 at 17. Correct. The minimum value of the function is f of 2 at 15. That is correct. F of 2 minimum value is f of 1, that is 17. Sorry, maximum value is f of 1, that is 17. Minimum value is f of 2, that is 15. Minimum 15, maximum 7. So option C, comma D are correct. Clear? Option C and D are correct for it. Now coming to the next problem. For the following partial differential equation on PDE given to you like this. Here, see, nature of the means type of the second order linear PDE, is it parabolic or hyperbolic? We have to verify. So what is B here? You see, we have to compare. What is A here? A is equal to X. B is nothing but B is 0. What is B? Dou square U by dou X square coefficient is A, that is X. Dou square U by dou X dou Y coefficient is B, but dou square U by dou X dou Y coefficient is missing. That term is not there. So B is 0. So B is 0. What is C? C is equal to minus y. Is it right or not? C is equal to minus y here. What is B square minus 4AC value? B square is 0. Minus 4 into A is X, C is minus Y. That is finally 4xy. Finally 4xy. Now here different cases will arise. What is the first case? Suppose if x greater than 0, y greater than 0. If x and y both are positive, we will verify all the cases. Which option is correct? We will verify later. So, if both x and y both are positive means 4 into product of two positive values is also positive. Okay, R. Not only that, R. X less than 0 and y also less than 0. Suppose if x and y both are positive, product is positive. Suppose if both are negative also, negative into negative also positive. In both cases, okay, that is b square minus 4ac greater than 0. If b square minus 4ac greater than 0, that PDE is hyperbolic or not? Yes, PDE is hyperbolic. Understood? Okay, next 2. Second case, if x is equal to 0 or y is equal to 0 or both x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, minimum, if at least one of them is 0, then what will happen? If at least one of them is 0 or both are, means if at least one of them is 0 means either x 0 or y 0 or both 0. So b square minus 4ac becomes 0. B square minus 4ac is equal to 0. That implies PDE is parabolic. Clear or not? Third one. If x is equal to, if one is positive and one is negative, then what will happen? If x greater than 0 and y less than 0 or x less than 0 and y greater than 0. If one is positive and one is negative, positive into negative means negative only, negative dominates. Then what will happen? B square minus 4ac less than 0. Less than 0 means that implies PDE is elliptic. Now which option is correct? You verify. Hyperbolic, yes, it is wrong. Okay, hyperbolic in which case? If both are positive or both are negative, that only hyperbolic. Hyperbolic, yes. If both are positive, hyperbolic. Parabolic means what? If at least one of them is 0, then only it is parabolic. Elliptic. If one positive, one negative means total negative dominates, elliptic is right. So options B, comma D are correct. Understood? Next, you see this is Gauss divergence theorem application. The value of integral, double integral of, okay, means surface integral of f bar dot n bar ds, where S is the surface of the sphere having a center. So we have to find the surface integral over the spherical surface. Okay, over the spherical surface, what is f? F is given like this. So by divergence theorem, you can apply divergence theorem here. By divergence theorem is Gauss divergence theorem. By divergence theorem, what it is? Surface integral of f bar dot n bar ds is equal to volume integral of divergence of f bar dv or not? So first, what is divergence of f bar? So this is f bar is nothing but this is f1 I bar plus f2 j bar plus f3 k bar or not? That is f bar. What is divergence of f bar? Divergence of small f or capital F? What it is? Dou by dou x of f1 plus dou by dou y of f2 plus dou by dou z of f3 already. f1 with respect to x, that is 2 only. f2 with respect to y, 1 only. Here minus is there, so minus 1. f3 with respect to z, 2. This is 3. So this is surface integral of f bar dot n bar ds is equal to triple integral of divergence of f means 3 dv. That is 3 into triple integral of dv means is it volume of a sphere or not? 3 into volume of a sphere. Three into what is volume of a sphere? 4/3 pi r cube. Is it? But what is r here? 3 will cancel. What is r here? R is nothing but the radius is given as 3. That is 4 pi into 3 cube. Is it? 3 cube is 27. 4 27s. 108. 108 pi. 108 pi is an answer. Is it? Clear? Coming to the next problem. General solution of the differential equation x square into d square by d square minus 4x into dy by dx plus 6y is equal to 42 by x power 4. You see this? This is in a form x square d square. xd means coefficient of d square is x square, coefficient of d is x, means this is Cauchy Euler linear d. That too non-homogeneous. Okay, given d, you can write like this. This I am writing as x square d square minus 4xd plus 6 into y is equal to 42 by x power 4. Clear or not? Is it Cauchy Euler linear d or not? This is Cauchy Euler linear d. How to solve Cauchy Euler linear d? Put z is equal to log x is equal to, generally e power z is equal to log x or not? X is equal to e power z. That implies z is equal to log x. From this, you know, xd will become theta. X square d square is nothing but theta into theta minus 1. Reason how xd will become theta, x square d square is theta into theta minus 1. Already you know the reason. Okay, so substitute in 1, let it be 1. 1 implies, I am substituting here. 1 implies what it is, x square d square is theta into theta minus 1 or not? Theta into theta minus 1 minus 4 theta plus 6 into y is equal to 42 by x to the power 4. X is e power z. X to the power 4 is nothing but what it is? E power 4z or not? That is 42 e power minus 4z. Okay. So this is non-homogeneous linear differential equation, that to type 1 model. Okay. Non-homogeneous linear D, that is type 1 model. So auxiliary, I will write one more step. Theta square minus theta minus 4 theta minus 5 theta plus 6 into y is equal to 42 e power minus 4z or not? Okay. Now auxiliary equation. What is AE? Auxiliary equation is theta square minus 5 theta plus 6 is equal to 0. That implies theta is equal to 2, theta is equal to theta square minus 5 theta plus 6 is equal to 0. Theta is equal to 2, 3 are the rules. This is auxiliary equation. Now complementary function CF is YC is equal to C1 e power 2z plus C2 e power 3z. C1 e power 2z. E power 2z is nothing but x square or not? Because e power z is x means e power 2z is x square. C1 x square plus, because finally you have to write in terms of x. C2 x cube. Now pi is particular integral. This is type 1 model. E power ax model. It is type 1 model, you see. 4z. Pi is means particular integral is yp is equal to what it is? 4 e power 42 e power, e written by mistake. This is 42 na. 42 e power minus 4z by what it is? Theta square minus 5 theta plus 6. Theta square minus 5 theta plus 6 means in place of theta I have to substitute minus 4 or not. What is f of theta? F of theta is theta square minus 5 theta plus 6. Plus 6. Okay, so f of minus 4 you substitute. So f of minus 4 is nothing but that is 16 plus 20 plus 6. Correct or not? 16 plus 20 plus 6. Okay, that is 42 na? This is also 42. So this is f of theta. F of minus 4. So that is nothing but 42 e power minus 4z by 42. 42 both will cancel. That implies yp is equal to e power minus 4z. E power z is x. E power minus z is nothing but 1 by x or not? That is 1 by x power 4. Okay, this is x power minus 4 is e power. So is it 1 by x power 4 or not? So therefore general solution is because say this x is e power z. E power 4z means that is x power 4. E power minus 4z means 1 by x power 4 or not? General solution is y of x is equal to yc plus yp. What is yc? C1 x square plus C2 x cube plus 1 by x power 4 is an answer. Clear? Any option is? Okay. No option is here. Yes. C1 x square plus C2 x cube plus 1 by x power 4. Option D is there here. Clear? You say this. Consider the following matrix. If all eigenvalues of a matrix are same, one matrix given 3 by 3 matrix, all its eigenvalues are same given, but we don't know what they are, but not required. All eigenvalues are same means let it be lambda, because it is a 3 by 3 matrix. You can take 3 eigenvalues. Those 3 eigenvalues are lambdas only. Let lambda is an eigenvalue of A. Since all 3 eigenvalues are same, therefore eigenvalues are lambda, lambda, lambda. We have sum of the eigenvalues is equal to trace or not? Yes. Already you know sum of the eigenvalues is equal to trace. We have sum of eigenvalues means that is lambda plus lambda plus lambda is equal to trace. That implies 3 lambda is equal to what is trace? 6 plus 4. 10 minus 13 is minus 3 or not? Trace. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 minus 13, minus 3. So that implies lambda is equal to minus 1. Yes. Now product of eigen, already I know the eigenvalue. Product of eigenvalues is equal to determinant or not? Yes. Product of eigenvalues. Now we have one more step. Product of eigenvalues. that is lambda into lambda is equal to determinant of A. Lambda is nothing but minus 1 or not. So minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 is equal to determinant. Determinant is nothing but, you know how to find, that is 6 into minor. What is minor? 4 13ths, 52, minus 52 plus 60. Minus 52 plus 60. Clear? 6 into minus 52 plus 60. Minus of minus plus 6 into this one. Plus 6 into, delete this row and column. 4 14s are 56 minus 10x. 56 minus 10x. Plus 5 into what it is? Minus 4 6 14s. 84 minus 84 plus 13x. Clear? Minus 1 is equal to, clear or not? Minus last row, that is minus 84 13 plus 13x. Yes, right. Minus 1. This is 8. 8 6 are nothing but 48. 56 plus 336 minus 60x plus minus 584 minus 420 plus 65x. Clear? That implies minus 1 is equal to 48 plus 336. 330 plus 40, 370. 378 plus 6, 380. 376 plus, 378 plus 6 means 384 or not? 384 means here 20 is minus 26. Minus 26, minus 36. Clear? Minus 36 plus 5x plus 5x. That implies 35 is equal to 5x. Therefore, x is equal to 7. Is it clear or not? X is equal to 7. Okay? Next problem. Forward Euler's method is used to find the numerical solution y1 at x is equal to 0.2 with h is equal to initial value problem. Y of 0 is equal to 1. What is the magnitude of y of 0.2 minus y1 approximately? Means what is the meaning? Y of 0, initial value given. So, differential equation given, initial value at 0, output is given as 1. So, forward Euler's method is used to find the numerical solution y1. So, to find the next iteration y1, forward Euler's method is used. Means to find y1, you can use forward Euler's method. But by solving the differential equation directly, you can find y of 0.2. Same. y1 is nothing but y of 0.2 only. Simply what they are asking, find y of 0.2 by using y1 is nothing but at 1.2 step. After 0.2 gap, they are asking y1. So, find y of 0.2, they named as y1 using forward Euler's method, and same y of 0.2 by using direct solution of the differential equation. This is the exact value, this is the approximate value. What is the magnitude? Simply absolute error they are asking. So, first you solve it directly. What is given? Given differential equation is dy by dx is equal to minus 2xy square. As it. So, this is nothing but minus 2xy square means that implies, okay, this is in variable separable form I think. Dy by y square is equal to minus 2x dx or not? Dy by y square is equal to minus 2x dx. Okay. Integration of 1 by y square is nothing but minus 1 by y. So, minus 1 by y is equal to minus 2x square by 2 plus 2 will cancel. Minus 1 by y is equal to minus x square plus c. Is it? Minus 1 by y is equal to minus x square plus c. Now, condition given, let it be 1. What is the given condition? Given y of 0 is equal to 1 or not? Given y of 0 is equal to 1. 1 implies input 0, output 1. Input 0 means in place of x, substitute 0, in place of y, 1. So, that is nothing but minus 1. If I substitute 1 here, minus 1 by 1 is 1, minus 1. This is 0 plus c. That implies c value minus 1 or not? So, minus 1 by y, that implies from 1 implies minus 1 by y is equal to what it is? Minus x square minus 1. Minus x square minus 1. That implies what is y? So, 1 by y is equal to 1 plus x square. That implies y is equal to 1 upon 1 plus x square. Therefore, y is a function of x. Y of x is equal to 1 by 1 plus x square. Now, what they are asking? Y of 0.2. Y of 0.2 is nothing but 1 by 1 plus 0.2 whole square. That is 1 by 1 plus 0.04. That value what it is? You verify. Actually, I have verified 1 minute. Just I have verified and written here. That is okay, or else better you can. I will verify parallelly. 0.9615 this value. Sorry, this value is 0.961. This is exact value. Now we can find approximate value also. Now by Euler's method, approximate value by Euler's method. By forward Euler's method. What is the function here? So, dy by dx is equal to, it is f of xy form or not? This is f of xy. To apply forward Euler's method, what is f of xy here? Here, f of xy function is nothing but minus 2xy square. Initial conditions given, what it is? Given y of 0 is equal to 1. So, this is a function f of xy is nothing but here initial given y of 0 is equal to 1. Y of 0 is equal to 1 means here input x naught is 0, y naught is equal to 1. At step size, what is the step size? Step size is 0.2. H is given as 0.2. Y of 0.2 required, that is a question mark. Means that is required to me. X1 is 0.2. Y1 required to me. Y1 is a question mark. Is it? Y1 is required. By forward Euler's method, what is the formula? By forward Euler's method, y1 is equal to y naught plus h into f of x naught y naught. So, what is y naught? Y naught is given as 1 or not? 1 plus h is 0.2. What is f of xy? F of xy is minus 2xy square. F of x naught y naught minus 2x naught y naught square or not? That is 1 minus 0.2 into 2 into that minus written outside. What is x naught? X naught is 0. Y naught is 1 square. What it is? 1 minus, this is simply 1 only. Y1 is 1. Therefore, This is y. See, what is our question? Modulus of y of 0.2 minus y1. Now, actual question is, this is approximate value, this is exact value. Modulus of y of 0.2 minus y1. That is nothing but 0.9615 minus 0.9615 minus 9615 minus 1. What is this value? Already I have verified. Better I will write that value. What it is? 0.3085. Check it you also once. Is it? Okay. See, this problem is related to Cauchy integral formula in complex variables. Integral C z square minus 2z by z plus 1 whole square into z square plus 9 dz, where C is a circle. What we have to integrate around the circle. What is the circle? Okay, mod z is equal to means center 0, radius 2 or not? One rough circle I am drawing, center 0, radius 2. Okay, this is 2, this side minus 2, 2y minus 2y. What are the singular points here? So, singular points are nothing but z is equal to z plus 1 whole square means z plus I into z minus I or not. This is nothing but z plus 1 whole square. Z is equal to minus 1 repeated twice. So, z is equal to z is equal to minus 1, 2 times repeated, z is equal to z plus 1 whole square. Z plus 1 whole square means z is equal to minus 1, 2 times repeated. Next, z square plus 9. Z square plus 9 means z is equal to 1 is plus 3a and second one is minus 3a. Here, singular points are, what are singular points? Singular points are nothing but z is equal to minus 1 repeated twice, minus 1. Next, plus or minus 3i. Okay, one is plus 3i and second one is minus 3i. But plus or minus 3i lies outside. So, minus 3i appear here, plus 3i lies here. So, both lies outside. This and this will not come. So, that no need to think about these two. So, minus 1 comma minus 1 are the singular points which lies inside this circle. Okay. So, here given function is, given function I will write like this, because which singular point lies inside, that for the corresponding factor only you keep in denominator, remaining all you convert it into numerator. Already you know. Given function is z square minus 2z by, what it is, z plus 1 whole square into z square plus 9 or not. So, this you can write as z square minus 2z by z square plus 9 whole by z plus 1 whole square. Is it? So, this is in a form f of z by z minus a whole power n. F of z by z minus a whole power n. Okay. So, this is f of z by z minus a whole power n form. So, what is by integral formula, what is the output say? So, this is nothing but, this is in a form f of z by z minus a whole power n. So, what is the formula? 2 pi I into, that is nothing but by integral formula, I will write it next line. This work I will do separately. So, here in place of n 2 is there, we have to find up to first derivative. What is f of z here? F of z is nothing but z square minus 2z by z square minus 2z by what it is? Z square plus 9. What is its first derivative? F dash of z is nothing but z square plus 9 whole square, denominator square, denominator into z square plus 9 into derivative of numerator 2z minus 2 minus numerator into z square minus 2z into derivative of denominator is 2z. Clear? So, f dash of 1 required. In place of a, what is there here? Minus 1 is there. So, that is f dash of minus 1. What is f dash of minus 1? Minus 1 whole square is 1 only, that is 10 into minus 1, that is minus 4, minus 2, minus 2. Okay, minus of 1 plus 2, 3 into 1 plus 2, 3 into 2z. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Is it? By 10 square is nothing but 100 or not? That is minus 40 minus 6. Minus 40 minus 6. Minus 46. Minus 40 plus 6, sorry. Minus 40 plus 6. (34 by 100). Minus 34 by 100. So, minus 17 by 50. That is f dash of 1. Now, therefore, by integral formula, therefore, by Cauchy integral formula, first I will write the formula, that is integral C f of z by z minus a whole power n dz 2 pi I into n minus 1th derivative of f at a by n minus 1 factor. So, therefore, integral C in place of f of z, what it is? Z square minus 2z by z square plus 9 by z plus 1 whole square dz is equal to 2 pi I into, say this, here in place of n, 2 is there. So, n minus 1 is nothing but the first derivative or not? That is the first derivative of f at a is minus 1 by first derivative factor means 1 factor. That is 2 pi I into minus 17 by 50. Is it? That is nothing but minus 17 pi I by 25 is the answer. Option B correct. Understood?
Let us take the question from engine mechanics. There's only one question asked. The question is saying a 50 kg block is supported by the spring arrangement as shown. The block is moved vertically downward from its equilibrium position and released. The natural frequency in radian per second of the resulting vibration is equal to how much? This is a numerical answer type question. You are having a block over here of 50 kg. There are 3 springs connected. And if you observe, these 3 springs, all of them are in parallel connection. Okay. Even though this might not look directly as parallel connection by visual inspection, but we know that if I displace this block slightly, whatever displacement each of these springs is having, the same displacement this 24 kilonewton per meter is also having. In the case of parallel connection, I can say the value of K equivalent is equal to summation of K. It is equal to summation of K. The summation of K over here, if you observe, it is 12 kilonewton plus 12 kilonewton plus 24 kilonewton per meter, which equals to 48 kilonewton per meter. The value of K equivalent is equal to 48 kilonewton per meter. The value of omega has to be equal to root over K equivalent by mass, which is equal to root over of, please be careful with the units, this is 48 kilonewton per meter, therefore into 10 power 3 divided by mass, mass is equal to 50 kg over here. If you calculate this thing, the value of omega comes out to be equal to 30.98 radian per second. 30.98 radian per second. The accepted range over here happens to be 30 to 31. Okay.
Now let's see the solution for this problem. This is from the concept of energy methods, strain energy. A bar having Young's modulus 100 gigapascal is loaded as shown in the figure. The cross-sectional areas of segmental lengths 1 and 2 are having a 600 mm square and 400 millimeter square. So, this is the area of first segment, this is the area of the second segment. Respectively, the strain energy stored in the bar, the total strain energy we required. So, this is L1 and this is L2. Young's modulus is also same, that means both are made of same material. So, on bar we are observing axial loads. What is the strain energy due to the axial loading? Strain energy due to the axial loading, it is nothing but P square L upon 2EA. So, the same principle I am applying at here. Total strain energy is asking the total strain energy in this stepped bar U1 plus U. That is nothing but P1 square L1 divided by 2A1 E1 plus P2 square L2 divided by 2A2 E2. L is same, E is same, we are having just you take L divided by E, you can take outside, you have. Then 2 also, if you want, you can take 2 also. Then it is a P1 square divided by A1. This is P2 square divided by A2. So, my target is finding the load acting on the first segment, load acting on the second segment. For that, you can use the either side concept, cut the section somewhere right here. I am taking this one. Then what is the P1 value? 12 kilonewton, that is nothing but 12,000 newtons, that is P1. What about the P2? Cut the section. In segment 2, I am using this one. It is giving either side. Left side I am considering here and right side I am considering it here. Minus 8 compressive behavior, minus 8,000 Newton. That's it. Now I have P1 and P2 values. Just to substitute. L value is 200. 2 into Young's modulus is 100 gigapascal. You can convert into megapascal. Then P1 value is a plus to 12,000 whole square divided by area, it is given as a 600, okay, plus P2 8,000 compressive behavior minus 8,000 whole square divided by A2, it is a 400. Just you can simplify, you are having a 400 Newton millimeter. That is the total strain energy in this particular stepped bar due to the loads acting on the bar. So, which is the correct one? C is the correct option for this question. Hope it is clear. Let us see this question. A triangular wedge is given, state of stress was represented, something like that. We required sigma y is unknown and tau xy is unknown. This is the case we have. We required in megapascals. First of all, try to extract the information from the state of stress. Let us focus, suppose if it is x direction and this is y direction. This is representing the sigma x, my dear friends. Sigma x how much? Sigma x is plus 40 megapascal. What about sigma y? Sigma y is unknown. In fact, what about tau xy? Tau yx or tau xy is also unknown at here. What about the angle? In transformation equations, angle is measured with respect to the vertical plane. Okay. If it is anti-clockwise sense of rotation, I can say that is positive value. Here it is a anti-clockwise sense of rotation. Theta, if I am taking this one, obviously here, theta if I am taking clockwise or anti-clockwise if I am taking this one. Now, sorry, this is, wait a minute, angular wedge measured from vertical line. This is the reference. From this one, this plane, because we know the stress components on these planes. So clockwise now. So being it is clockwise, I am using this as a negative sign. Theta, I know. Then it is having tensile behavior. Sigma theta, if I am taking, or you can say sigma x dash. Recall that transformation equations. It is having a positive value, and tau x dash y dash are nothing but tau theta. Its value is also, it is also positive as per our sign convention we know that. Fine. So by knowing these values, I try to get sigma y and sigma x. How? Use the transformation equations. If I am using the transformation equations, first I am using the transformation equation for normal stress. Sigma x prime, if I am taking a sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2, this is the first term. Sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 cos 2 theta, theta value is minus 30, plus third term is tau xy sine. What is sigma x prime value? Sigma x prime value is 10, positive value. What is sigma x? Sigma x is 40. Sigma y is unknown by 2 plus this is 40 minus sigma y divided by 2 cos minus 60 degrees, because theta value is 30, minus 30, plus tau xy is also unknown, minus 60 degrees. So if I am solving this one, after solving this one, I am having this one. After solving this one, sigma y minus root 3 times tau xy is nothing but 100. Let us make this as a first equation. Right? Because here sigma y and tau xy is unknown. Let us use the another known information. If I am taking the another known information, that is tau x prime y prime, it is given, minus transformation equation, another transformation equation, sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 sine 2 theta. First I am writing the formula, plus tau xy cos 2 theta. Now you can substitute the values. Tau x prime y prime, it is given as 5 megapascal, positive value. 5 minus sigma x is 40 minus sigma y divided by 2 sine minus 60 degrees plus tau xy cos minus 60 degrees. On solving this one, we are having root 3 times sigma y plus 2 tau xy equal to 20 plus 40 root 3. This is, you are having, this is equation 2. So from 1 and 2, try to solve this 1 and 2. If I am solving 1 and 2, sigma y value, if I am taking this one, sigma y value are having minus 9.07, my dear friends. Sigma y is minus 9.07, that is nothing but compressive behavior. And tau xy, just you solve it. Tau xy value, if I am taking this one, that is 52.4974. 52.4974 megapascal. These are the, so by solving these two equations, I am getting a sigma y and tau xy. In fact, these two are our required things. See that options. So option B, in option B we are identifying. In option B we are identifying which is the correct answer. B is the correct option for this problem. Hope it is clear to you.
Hi everyone, welcome to ACE. Here I am going to discuss pre-GATE 2026 questions solutions. Subject is structural analysis. Okay, very basics questions. Right. Now we'll see the first question. So this is a question from moment distribution method chapter. Right. For a fixed beam, span is given L. okay, fixed beam, span is given L, uniform flexural rigidity with both supports at same level. The support at left rotate by theta radians by clockwise direction. Okay, so left support, for example, this is A and this is B. Okay, so what is given? The support at left rotate by theta radians clockwise direction. Yes, this is the clockwise direction theta. The magnitude of vertical reaction at the left support is, first we will draw the deflected shape, and slope at support B is a fixed support, and slope is 0 because this is a fixed support, right? Okay, right. Tell me students, to get the clockwise rotation, we have to apply moment in clockwise direction only, right? If I apply moment at A clockwise, then only support A rotate in clockwise direction. Okay, right. For end is fixed support, how much moment required to get the theta rotation? Generally, to get the unit rotation, moment required is 4 EI by L, right? If far end is fixed support. But here I don't want unit rotation, I need theta rotation only. Then this is 4 EI theta by L. Okay, so far end is fixed support, how much moment required to get the theta rotation at A? 4 EI theta by L. Then far end is fixed support, right? Half of the moment will carry over same direction, right? Okay, so clockwise, same direction. This is a standard case, right? Okay, but half of the moment only. What is the half of the moment? 2 EI theta by L. Okay, but he asking to find the reaction, vertical reaction at the left support. Students, these two moments are in same direction or different direction. This is clockwise, this is also clockwise, right? Okay, so both moments are in clockwise direction. Then to balance it, we require anti-clockwise, right? Then mark it here downward and mark it here upward. Now check it, this reaction will develop clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. This reaction also anti-clockwise. Okay, so both moments are clockwise, then resistive momentum must be anti-clockwise, opposite direction. Okay, right. Then how to find this vertical reaction? Students, there is no external load acting on the member, right? Only there is a moment at support A and support B. That too, these two moments are in same direction. Then simple, add these two moments divided by distance. Okay, add these two moments divided by distance. You will get the answer. Otherwise, we need only reaction RE, right? Take moment about B, your wish. Taking moment about B. So, anti-clockwise negative, clockwise positive. So, RA clockwise or anti-clockwise towards support B? Anti-clockwise. Perpendicular distance is L and this moment is clockwise, 4 EI theta by L, and the moment at B clockwise, 2 EI theta by L equals to 0. Then from this equation, can you find the reaction RA? So this is 6 EI theta by L square. Okay, so here we got positive or negative? Positive. Positive sign implies assumed direction is correct. So we assume this is downward, right? Yes, it is downward only. So which option is correct? 6 EI theta by L square, it is downward direction. Simple question. Right. Next question. So this is a question from arches, 3-hinged parabolic arch. So given 3-hinged parabolic arch, This is the 3-hinged parabolic arch. Span is given total 40 meter. 40 meter. And central rise is given 10 meter. Carries two concentrated vertical loads 50 kilonewton at 10 meter from left support. 10 meter from left support. So 50 kilonewton. This is 10 meter from left support. Okay. And 20 kilonewton at 30 meter from left hinge. 30 meter from left hinge. This is 20 kilonewton, 30 meter from left hinge. Okay, and he asking to find the horizontal thrust. Okay, in kilonewton developed at each support of the arch is round off to 2 decimal places. Right. So this is 10 meter. This is also 10 meter. So this is also 10 meter. This is 10 meter. Yes, total is 40 meter. Right. So this is support A, support B and internal hinge C. Students, supports are at same level, right? If the supports are at same level and subjected to purely vertical load, okay, here arch is subjected to purely vertical load. For purely vertical load, horizontal reaction values at both the supports are same, that is HA equals to HB equals to H only for purely vertical load. If supports are at same level or different level, whatever it is. Okay, right. So only thing is we have to find the reactions RA, RB. But no need to find the both the reactions because we need a horizontal thrust, right? Taking bending moment at the internal hinge, either look left the C or right the C, you will get the answer. For example, first we will find the reaction RA. After knowing reaction RA, then we can find the horizontal thrust. How to find the reaction RA? By taking moment about another support. Okay, so taking moment about support B, so anti-clockwise negative, clockwise positive. RA clockwise or anti-clockwise? RA clockwise. What the perpendicular distance? 40. Okay, so RA perpendicular distance. So 50 clockwise or anti-clockwise? This is anti-clockwise. Minus 50 into 30. Yes or no? Force into perpendicular distance and 20 into 10 minus 20 into 10. So RA into 40, 50 into 30 anti-clockwise and 20 into 10 anti-clockwise. Okay, then equals to 0. So after solving this, you will get the reaction 42.5 kilonewton. Okay, so please check these values if I do any calculation mistake. Okay, so this is the reaction RA. Then after knowing reaction RA, how to find the horizontal thrust? Simply by taking bending moment at the internal hinge equals to 0. Bending moment at the internal hinge equals to 0. Just look left side. If you look left to the internal hinge or right to the internal hinge, you will get the same answer. For example, look left to the internal hinge. So RA clockwise or anti-clockwise? RA clockwise. So this is 42.5. Perpendicular distance up to hinge is 20. And horizontal thrust clockwise or anti-clockwise? This is anti-clockwise, h into 10 rise. And here 50 clockwise or anti-clockwise? This is anti-clockwise minus 50 into this is 10 equals to 0. Okay, that's it, right? So RA is clockwise into 20 and HA into 10 anti-clockwise and 50 into 10. Okay, so just solve this, then you'll get the horizontal thrust, I think 35 kilonewton. Okay, please check the calculation part, students. Right. Then last question. Right. For the plain truss shown in figure, the force in member CF. Okay, force in member CF. In this member, he asking. Okay, so for the given loading. Students, just here only one reaction, right? RC. Okay, first can you find the reaction RC? Just we'll find the reaction RC first. To find the reaction RC, then taking moment about A. Taking moment about A. So anti-clockwise negative, clockwise positive. So RC clockwise or anti-clockwise towards support A. Anti-clockwise. Perpendicular distance is 10. Okay, and here 20. This is clockwise or anti-clockwise? Clockwise. 20 into from here to here. What the distance? Total is 15, right? Okay, then deduct 2.5. Then this is 12.5. Next here 15 is there. So from here to here we need. Okay, then this is 7.5, right? Plus 15 into 7.5. That's it, right? So RC into 10, 20 into 12.5 and 15 into 7.5 equals to 0. Then you'll get the reaction RC. Okay, so I think reaction RC value you'll get 36.25 kilonewton. Okay, right. Students, just we need force in member, which member? CF, right? In this member, just cut the structure like this. We'll balance the right part of the structure. Okay, balance the right part of the structure. Just we have to find this theta. So how to find this theta? Just consider this triangle. This is the theta, and what is the height? It is 4, and this is 2.5. Then here theta equals to tan inverse. This is 4 divided by 2.5. Okay, you'll get the theta value. Right. Students, will balance the right part of the structure. For right part, just apply sigma V. Downward forces equals to upward forces only for right part. We are balancing the right part of the structure. So initially we assume tensile force, right? Now what are the upward forces? This vertical component is upward. Force in member CF, this is sine theta, this vertical component. Okay, this is vertical, right? Then this RC also upward, RC, and in right part what are the downward forces? Only 20 equals to 20. So here we got reaction RC is 36.25. Okay, then substitute the theta from here. You will get the force in member CF. I think you will get this is minus 19.11 kilonewton. What negative represent? Initially we assume tension, right? This arrow away from the joint. So negative represent, it is not tension, it is compression. Okay, so 19.11 value. So students, please check the calculation part. Okay, so these are the questions I given in pre-GATE 2026. Okay, so thank you students, and all the best for your examination and for your future.
Look at this question. RC simply supported deep beam. They are saying it is deep beam. Clear span is 2.61 meter. They have given clear span, and the support width is 1 meter. Overall depth of the beam is 2 meter. As per IRC, as per IS 456, lever arm they are asking. First we need to calculate the effective span. Effective span for a deep beam is, as per IS 456, 1.15 times of clear span or center to center distance between supports. Center to center distance between the supports will be the clear span plus the width of the support, nothing but 2.61 plus width of the support is 1 meter. Out of the two, we need to take smaller value, whichever is smaller. That is what as per IS 456. The smaller one can be the 3 meter. This is 3 meter. This is more than 3 meter, na? 2.61, 3.61. This is 3 meter. So this comes into the picture. Now, to determine the lever arm, we need to calculate effective span by depth ratio. It is nothing but 3 meter by overall depth 2 meter. For L by D 1.5 meter, our Z lever arm is given by the lever arm formula in your IS 456 is 0.2 L plus 2 into overall depth. This is for L by D 1 to 2. For effective length by overall depth between 1 and 2, you can use this. So 0.2 effective length is equal to 3 meter plus 2 times of overall depth. Overall depth is 2 meter. It gives 1.4 meter. So answer is 1.4 meter overall. Look at the question. A rectangular footing 2 meter by 4 meter supports a column of 200 mm by 400 mm. 200 mm side is parallel to width of the footing. This is the width of the footing. So it is the 2 by 4, 2 meter, 4 meter, and the central column is 200 is parallel to width, 200 mm. This is 400 mm. Okay. The centroid of the column and footing are coinciding. That means no eccentricity. The effective depth of the footing is 500 mm. Effective depth is a constant thickness footing. Effective depth is 500. Net upward soil pressure below the footing is 80 kilopascal based on service load. So the pressure at ultimate load condition is 1.5 times of 80. For dead load and live load condition, the partial safety factor for load is 1.5. It is 80 into 1.5 is 120. Kilopascal is kilo Newton per meter square. Pascal is Newton per meter square. The nominal shear stress in megapascal they are asking you under two-way shear, punching shear. If you observe the fundamental, the punching shear critical section is d by 2 from face of the column. You remember? The punch occurs d by 2 from all the sides like this. So overall it is 400 plus effective depth. Effective depth is 500. 900 this is a critical section. Here it is 200 plus effective depth 500, 700. Okay. This blue color line is the critical section of punching. The entire inner portion will go inside and the other portion remains as it is on the surface. Other portion means this portion will be resting on the surface. First of all, we need to calculate the shear force, Vu. We know pressure into that shaded area. The shaded area outside that blue line will give you the Pu, Vu. 120 kilonewton per meter square into area in meter square I'll take. Total area is 4 into 2 minus the 900 mm is 0.9 meter, 700 mm is 0.7 meter. So if you take, you get Vu in terms of kilonewton. The Vu value will be 884.4. Now, tau V is equal to Vu by the peripheral line. This blue color line will be resisting length into effective depth. Effective depth is 500. That peripheral length will be this side 900 into 2. This side 700 into 2. This Vu I'll convert into Newton, 884.4 into 10 cube Newton. The shear stress will be 0.55 Newton per mm square or megapascal. So, they are asking you in megapascal up to 2 decimal places means 0.55, you can directly substitute there in that place. Look at this question. A simply supported pre-tensioned concrete beam, pre-tensioned, has a cross section of 200 by 500. Initial strain in concrete is given. This is elastic strain in concrete. And the final strain in concrete is after creep, this is the strain. Under constant load, we undergo this creep. The Young's modulus of steel and concrete are given. This is for steel and this is for concrete. A straight tendon is provided at a distance of 150 mm from soffit of the beam or bottom of the beam. Prestressing force in the tendon is 500 kilonewton. Select the correct options. Modular ratio they are asking. Modular ratio is Young's modulus of strong material, steel, divided by Young's modulus of weak material, concrete. Young's modulus of steel is 2 into 10 power 5. Young's modulus of concrete is 2 into 10 power 4. Difference is 10. So, modular ratio of concrete is 10. First statement is true. Eccentricity 150 mm. Eccentricity means is a cross section of the beam. Cross section is given as 200 by 500. 500 depth. This is a neutral axis. From 150 mm from bottom, we have the tendon. So, from 150 mm you have the tendon. So, this is our eccentricity. Total depth is 500. So, here to here depth is 250. This is 150 means this should be 100. 100 plus 150 is 250. So, eccentricity is from neutral axis to the center of the cable is 100. but eccentricity given is 150, so it is false. Actual eccentricity is 100. Now, strain in concrete at the level of steel, they are asking. Strain in concrete at the level of steel. Stress in concrete at the level of steel. If you want stress in concrete at the level of steel, P by A plus P by I into eccentricity we need to take. The stress in concrete at the level of prestressing steel. The prestressing force 500 kilonewton in the tendon. So 500 into 10 cube. Area is 200 by 500 plus P is 500 into 10 cube. Eccentricity is 100. 100 into 100, 100 square I am taking. Moment of inertia about neutral axis is 200 into 500 cube by 12. If you simplify, stress in concrete at the level of steel will be 7.4 Newton per mm square. But whatever is given is 4 only. So the third statement is false. Now, loss of prestress due to creep they are asking. If you want the loss of prestress due to creep, it is nothing but creep strain, creep quotient into, we have the creep quotient into the stress at the level of prestressing steel. The stress at the level of prestressing steel, the prestress at the level of prestressing steel, we can take it as phi into modular ratio into Fc. Phi is nothing but creep coefficient, is nothing but creep strain by elastic strain. Elastic strain is given as 500 into 10 power 6, 10 power minus 6. After reaching elastic, it has undergone a strain of 1250. So, creep strain will be 1250 minus 500. Minus 500 into 10 power minus 6. If you simplify, it becomes 1.5. So, the loss of prestress due to the creep is nothing but phi, 1.5. Modular ratio is 10. Stress in concrete at the level of prestressing steel, Fc or sigma c, is nothing but 7.4. How much it would be? The value is 1,111. So, the final statement is true. So, if you look at the options, A is true, Delhi is true, B and C are false. Especially in multiple select questions, you need more time to identify the correctness, but negative marking is not there here.
So let's see the question from steel structures over here. The diagram is mentioned. Now what they have given is, they have given to us a column section, which is a built-up section, and in this there are 3 plates which are welded together, and they have formed an I section over here, and it is acting as a compression member, and you are supposed to calculate safe axial load carrying capacity. So safe axial load carrying capacity is to be calculated over here. One second. Yeah, here safe axial load carrying capacity is to be found in compression for the member having unsupported length of 6 meters, sorry. And they have given to us a table, and in this particular table they have given to us slenderness ratio values, and corresponding to that there are FCD values which can be interpolated for the column section which is given to us, right? Now we'll find out the slenderness ratio for our given column, and for that slenderness ratio we'll interpolate the value of FCD from this, and then you can calculate the design load carrying capacity. Please do keep in mind, in this question they have mentioned safe axial load carrying capacity. So this is service load axial load capacity. You need to divide the design load capacity by 1.5 and then give the answer in the 4 options over here. Right. So for a column section, it is given to us. So this is a column section. Slenderness ratio is calculated with respect to minimum radius of gyration, and minimum radius of gyration will be corresponding to minor moment of inertia. So minor moment of inertia, obviously over here you can see that IZZ will be greater than IYY, right? As per the dimensions you can clearly see, and this will be your minor moment of inertia, and corresponding to this you can find out the slenderness ratio as well. So slenderness ratio about YY axis shall be considered in this particular case. Now one more thing, it is that such case is to be done, such thing with respect to the minor moment of inertia shall be done only when the length of the column is same about ZZ and YY axis both. That means whenever the length is not same about both the axes, then you need to calculate radius of gyrations about both the axes and slenderness ratio about both the axes, and whichever the slenderness ratio is maximum in that case, FCD is calculated with respect to that. But here there is no such consideration, hence we will go to the fundamental basic concept. Minor moment of inertia will give us minimum radius of gyration. This will give us maximum slenderness ratio, which will be important for our FCD value, right? Now, let's see what is the value of IYY with respect to the diagram which is given to us. So, IYY can be calculated. So, there are 2 flange portions and there is 1 by portion. So, multiplying by 2 for both the flange portions, 1 by 12 into 30 into 300 cube plus there is a web portion over here, 1 by 12 into 500 into 20 cube. So let's find out what is the consideration. 2 into 30 into 300 cube divided by 12 plus 500 into 20 cube divided by 12, right? So here the answer is coming out as 13533.33 into 10 to the power 4 mm raised to the power 4. This is the moment of inertia which is coming out, and on the basis of that, minimum radius of gyration can be calculated, which is equal to here effective length divided by, minimum radius of gyration is under root I by A. I'm really sorry, under root I minimum divided by A. So here you can just substitute 13533.33 into 10 to the power 4 divided by the total area. Total area would be 30 into 300 multiplied by 2 plus by 2 because there are 2 flange portions, and the web portion 500 into 20, right? So divide this value by 2 into 30 into 300 plus 500 into 20. Root of our answer, this is giving us 69.522 mm. This is your minimum radius of gyration, and corresponding to that you can find out maximum slenderness ratio, which will be given as KL by R minimum. So here what they have given us is that the both end conditions are what restrained, that means both are fixed, K times L. This value of K will be 0.65 for that case and multiplied by 6. So this will be your effective length, 0.65 multiplied by 6,000. I'm converting that into mm, and minimum radius of gyration 69.522. 69.522, right? So 0.65 into 6,000 divided by answer. So this is 56.09. This is your maximum slenderness ratio, what you are getting over here. And 56 is coming in between 50 and 60, 183 and 168. So 183 and 168, and this is 50 and this is 60, right? So 56.09 is coming in between these two values. And now accordingly you can find out what is the FCD value. So FCD for us, you can interpolate from this. It will be 183 minus, because the values are reducing when the slenderness ratio is increasing. 183 minus 183 minus 168 divided by what is the difference between the two, that is 10, multiplied by what is the difference between 50 and 56.09, that is 6.09, right? So 183 minus 168 divided by the difference, that is 10, into 6.09 minus 183. This will give us 173.865, sorry. This is 865 MPa. Now we have to calculate the safe load capacity, which will be equal to FCD multiplied by the gross area divided by 1.5. So 173.865 into the gross area, it is 30 into 300 multiplied by 2, plus 500 into 20, plus 500 into 20 divided by 1.5, right? So multiplied by 30 into 300 into 2 plus 500 into 20 divided by 1.5 and divide by 1000. This will give us 3245, right? So 3245.48. Option B over here would be the correct answer.
Let us take up question from fluid mechanics. The first question over here. Which of the following property or properties decrease with increase in temperature for liquids? Now you see, he has mentioned over here, the question is mentioning over here, property or properties, which implies more than one answers can be correct. And that too, it is for liquids. The first question over here, the first option over here is dynamic viscosity. We know viscosity in the case of liquids decrease with increase in temperature, whether it is dynamic or kinematic viscosity. Therefore, both option A and B are correct. Surface tension, that also we know, surface tension is by the virtue of cohesion. So as temperature increases, surface tension has to decrease. Therefore, option C also is correct. Vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. That is why as you keep on heating, after a particular point of time, water starts boiling. So by the virtue of temperature increase, vapor pressure has to increase. Therefore, option D is wrong. The correct answers over here are option A, option B, and option C. Three answers are correct over here. Moving further to the next question. Now this question is from the subject of fluid kinematics. The question is saying, a balloon is being filled with water at an instant when the diameter is 50 centimeter. If the flow rate into the balloon is 0.01 meter cube per second, the rate of increase in diameter is equal to how much? The rate of increase in diameter is equal to how much? So basically, the question is asking what is the value of d capital D by dt. given to us the value of discharge over here and the value of instantaneous diameter. Let us get started. We know discharge is basically equal to rate of change of volume per unit time inside the balloon. And I know the volume of balloon is supposed to be equal to pi by 6 d cube. So this is equal to d by dt of pi by 6 d cube, pi by 6 d cube. Now, if I expand this further, I can say the value of discharge is equal to, it is equal to pi by 6 times 3d square multiplied to dd by dt, multiplied to dd by dt. So from here I can say the value of rate of change of diameter with respect to time has to be equal to 2 times q upon pi times d square. Now if you look at the options over here, the options are in centimeter per second as well as meter per second. If I put in the numbers, I am having 2 times q is equal to 0.01 meter cube divided by pi times diameter over here is equal to how much? Diameter is equal to 0.5. Okay, this comes out to be approximately 0.5 square. This comes out to be approximately 2.6 centimeter per second. 2.6 centimeter per second. So I believe they have done a mistake in this value. It is supposed to be 2.6 centimeter per second. Take it. Answer is option B over here. 2.6 centimeter per second would be correct answer. Moving further to the next question. The question over here is saying two pipes of length L1, D1, L2, D2 given are connected in parallel between two reservoirs. F1 and F2 value is also given. What difference in reservoir water surface elevation in meter will produce a total flow rate of 0.25 meter cube per second from one reservoir to the another reservoir? Correct up to 1 decimal place. So the question is over here saying you are having a reservoir over here, you are having another reservoir over here, and you are having two pipes in parallel. Let us say this is P1, let us say this is P2 over here, and I am having some elevation level over here of R1. I am having some elevation level over here for R2. The question is asking what elevation difference between these two is going to yield a discharge of 0.25 meter cube per second in total, having given the values of L1, D1 and F1, likewise L2, D2 and F2. These many things are given over here. Now how do I answer this question? I first of all know from one equation that since the pipes are in parallel, therefore Q1 plus Q2 over here has to be equal to the net discharge, which is 0.25 meter cube per second. This is one equation I know. And I also know the head loss in these pipes are supposed to be same. And mind you, whatever is the elevation difference, that itself is equal to head loss. Head loss in both the pipes are same. So I can say H1 is equal to H2. Which implies, let us discount 1 by 12.1 over here. If I do so, I get over here F1 L1 Q1 square by D1 power 5 has to be equal to F2 L2 Q2 square by D2 power 5. This is what I am having. Now what I can do further is, I know F1 L1 D1, I know F2 L2 D2. F2 L2 D2 over here. I can get the value of Q1 in terms of Q2. Let us say if I get the value of Q1 in terms of Q2, let me move further to the next slide. I can say Q1 is equal to Q2 times square root of L2 by L1 times F2 by F1 times D2 by D1 whole power 5. Whole power 5. This is what I am having. Okay. Now let us say I get this particular value. Once I got this particular value, then I can say, once I know the value of Q1 in terms of Q2, I can identify the value of Q1, I can identify the value of Q2 from here. I can identify the value of Q1 and Q2 over here. I have done those calculations. So I got the value of Q2 over here as 0.068 meter cube per second, and the value of Q1 of course is going to be 0.25 minus 0.068 meter cube per second. Once I've identified the value of Q2, let us say, now I can say the value of head loss 2 has to be equal to how much? It has to be equal to 1 by 12.1 FLQ square by d power 5, this entire value for second pipe. Entire value for second pipe. And if I do this calculation, I have done this calculation, I am getting the value as approximately 9 meter. Approximately 9 meter. Therefore, the elevation difference between both the reservoirs is supposed to be 9 meter. I hope this is clear. This was a question on the concept of connections in pipes.
Let's see this question over here. In this question, they are saying a perfect free hydraulic jump occurred at a foot of a spillway, has a pre and post jump as 0.3 meters and 4 meters respectively. The type of jump is, so for considering the type of jump, you just have to find out what is the Froude's number for that, and Froude's number can be calculated with respect to the sequent depth formula over here, as sequent depth is given to us. 1 second. So y2 divided by y1 which will be equal to minus 1 plus under root of 1 plus 8 f1 square divided by 2, right? So here this Froude numbers can be calculated. Substitute y2 is 4, y1 is 0.3, 4 by 0.3 minus 1 under root of 1 plus 8 f1 square divided by 2, right? So over here this,
dear friends, welcome to AS Online, AS Engineering Academy online platform. It is the pre-GATE examination model paper solutions, video solutions we are giving. First we will see about hydrology, a part of water resources engineering. The time of concentration of a catchment is 2 hours. Time to peak for a 4-hour unit hydrograph would be dash. For simple catchments, time to peak is equal to time of concentration. Time to peak is equal to time to get the maximum runoff discharge is equal to time taken for the water drop to travel from the farthest point of the catchment to the outlet of the basin, which is called time of concentration. So time to peak is equal to time of concentration. Time of concentration given is 2 hours. Therefore, time to peak also 2 hours answer. Because it is a discrete value, there is no range available. Because it is the discrete value, no range is available. Answer for the given question is 2 hours is the answer. Whether the runoff hydrograph, the unit hydrograph is having the base period 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, it is immaterial. Answer for the problem 2 hours. See this problem, sir, is also one of the most expected question. A catchment of 180 square kilometer is influenced by 5 rain gauges. One gauge having effective area 36 square kilometer malfunctioned during the storm. The remaining 4 gauges have areas and recorded rainfalls. If the rainfall over the catchment on the average is 9.6, what is the rainfall at the malfunctioning gauge? So we can use this problem. There is a catchment, 5 rain gauge stations are there. Say this is malfunctioning. Here 12 centimeter, here 9 centimeter, here 10 centimeter, here 8 centimeter. Areas missing 36, 42, 40, 32 and 30. You have to calculate the missing rainfall data. So, average rainfall Px bar is equal to sigma Pi Ai divided by sigma Ai. Average rainfall is found to be 9.6. I don't know what is the rainfall, but area is 36. 42 is the area, 12 rainfall. 40 is the area, 9 rainfall. 32 is the area, 10 rainfall. 30 is the area, 8 rainfall by total area of the catchment. 36 plus 42 plus 40 plus 32 plus 30. It is 78, 118, 150, total 180. So, it is given 180, correct. Simplify. 9.6 is equal to P1 into 36, 42 into 12, 420 plus 84, 504, 40 into 9, 360, 30 into 12, 320, 30 into 8, 240 divided by total area 180. Cross multiply 180 into 9, 1620, 1620 plus 108, 1728. 1620 plus 18 into 6, 108. This is equal 36 P1. This is 864, 1064, 1104, 1404, 1424. Once again you see 4, 10, 2, 12, 1, 5, 5, 10, 13, 1, 14. Sir, 36 P1 is equal to 1728 minus 1424, that is 302. To calculate the P1 value, P1 is equal to 302 divided by 36. 4 will give, 2 will give 151 times 18. 18 into 8, 144. 144, 7, approximately 4. So, round it to 2 decimals. So, 304. It is 304. So, it is 152. So, 18 into 8, 144, 80, 72, again 80, 44. Up to 2 decimals, 8.44 is the right answer. What is the formula we apply? Average rainfall is equal to sum of the products of P and A. P is the precipitation, A is the area. Sum of the products of precipitation and area divided by sum of the area. You will get the value. This is how to find missing rainfall data from a given catchment when so many number of rain gauge stations are installed in the catchment. With the help of the surrounding rainfalls of the surrounding catchment, for some time, if a particular rain gauge is malfunctioning, missing rainfall data, we can calculate. Let us go for the next one. Which of the following statements regarding runoff from a catchment are correct? Select all that apply. When the word select all that apply means it is not MCQ, it is MSQ, multiple selection question. When select all that apply, once that word is given, you must come to a conclusion that it is not MCQ, it is more than one correct answer. देख लीजिए, Increase in impervious area increases the peak runoff. Definitely, the more the impervious area, the lesser the rate of infiltration. When there is lesser rate of infiltration, more runoff will take place from the catchment. Therefore, A is correct. Dense vegetation cover generally reduces surface runoff. Correct. Dense vegetation, large number of trees, more area is covered with the plants, bushes. What will happen? When the rainfall occurs, more water is absorbed by the plants. What is the result? Runoff will be less. Dense vegetation leads to lesser runoff. Lesser runoff. Therefore, B is also correct. Increase in soil porosity leads to increase in runoff. Wrong. Why? What is porosity? Ability to store water. When the soil is able to absorb more water, the runoff will be lesser. Take example, sand and clay. Clay has higher porosity, less permeability, further storage is more. Sand, less porosity, more runoff will take place. Less porosity, more runoff. Here, more porosity, more runoff. C is wrong, sir. A is correct, B is correct. Let us see D. Steep catchments tend to produce quicker runoff. Yes. If you have flat catchment, 1 in 10,000, 1 in 12,000, runoff, dhire, very slowly it will come. Steep catchment, 1 in 500, 1 in 1000. Steep catchment, time taken for the water to come out to the outlet is going to be shorter. Within no time, runoff will be coming maximum. Therefore, D is also correct. My dear friends, A is correct, B is correct, D is correct. All the three are correct answers for this. These are the 3 expected questions in GATE regarding pre-GATE 2026. Good luck. Dear friends, welcome to ACE online platform, ACE Engineering Academy. Regarding the pre-GATE model paper 2026, exam is approaching. Wishing you all the best. In irrigation, generally they will give 1 or 2 questions. This year we are expecting only 1 question. What is that question we are seeing? Let us see. Identify the correct statement. In a Lacey's regime channel with a silt friction factor F and design discharge Q, identify the correct statement in brackets. S must be there. Identify the correct either statement or statements. So it can be MCQ or it can be MSQ also. Which one? That we don't know. We have to see the options. In a Lacey's regime channel with a silt friction factor F, design discharge Q. So you have to observe the formulas first. F is equal to 1.76 square root of D50. V is equal to QF square by 140 whole power 1 by 6. R is equal to A by P. A is equal to Q by V. Q divided by QF square by 140 whole power 1 by 6. Wetted perimeter P is equal to 4.75 root Q. S naught is equal to F to the power of 5 by 3 by 3340 Q power 1 by 6. All these are some of the formulas. There are about 12 to 13 formulas are given by Lacey. You will see regime velocity is a function of Q and F only. Regime velocity is a function of Q and F. Yes. This is correct statement. Wetted area is a function of Q only. Wetted area is a function of Q and F, not only Q. So this is wrong. Wetted area is a function of Q comma F, not only Q. Wetted perimeter is a function of Q only. Yes. Wetted perimeter is a function of Q only. Correct. B is wrong. Longitudinal bed slope is a function of Q and F. Longitudinal bed slope is a function of Q and F. Yes. Dear friends, identify the correct statements. A is correct, C is correct, D is correct. All three are correct answers. this question is likely to come in pre-gate examination. On behalf of ACE Academy, we wish you all the best. Have the good tempo, cool mind, presence of mind, and when you are doing a question in a particular subject, don't think of other subjects. We wish all the best for your GATE examination. Thank you.
So let's see this question over here. In this question, they are saying which of the following factor is or are affecting the bearing capacity in cohesive soils. So when we write the bearing capacity formula, let's see the Terzaghi bearing capacity formula. In that you see C N C plus Q N Q plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma. Right? This is the formula for ultimate bearing capacity. Now in cohesive soil, purely cohesive soils, the angle of shearing resistance is equal to 0. Corresponding to that, the N gamma value is also equal to 0, right? So in that particular case, when phi is equal to 0, also N gamma is equal to 0, the dependency on width of the footing is gone. Also, angle of shearing resistance is also equal to 0. So B and D cannot be the correct answer over here. Now left over is A and C over here, density and depth of footing. Obviously, in cohesive soils, dependency on cohesion is there, C and C value, plus Q and Q. Q is your gamma dF. Q value is your surcharge, which is dependent on the depth of the footing, right? And gamma is your density of soil. So, dependency on A and C, both shall be there. See this question over here. In this question, they are saying soil is compacted at which one of the following when compaction effort produces less swelling potential. So actually when less swelling potential is to be considered, the compaction should be on wet side of the optimum moisture content, because the nature of the particle orientation will be dispersed and there will be a less void ratio in that side. So therefore we would consider option C as the correct answer over here. Let's see this question over here. In this question, let's see this. It's a simple numerical. In a consolidation test, a fully saturated clay sample was subjected to 4 kPa, and after 18 hours, the pore pressure was 2.5 kPa, and you have to calculate how much time will it take to 50% consolidation. Obviously, this release in the pore pressure is not 50%. Therefore, this is not to be calculated directly, but we have a correlation with respect to time and the percentage consolidation. We'll be using that. So over here, with respect to the amount of pore pressure which has been dissipated, we can find out how much percentage consolidation is there. So initial pore water pressure minus the pore water pressure after a stipulated time multiplied by 100, we can see that how much percentage change in the pore water pressure is there. 4 minus 2.5 divided by 4 multiplied by 100. So 4 minus 2.5 divided by 4. So 1.5 divided by 4. This will be 37.5%. This is the percentage consolidation for this particular stage. That means after 18 hours, there is 37.5% consolidation, right? Now also we know that the square of percentage consolidation is directly proportional to the time which has taken for that consolidation. So we can just write down that U1 divided by U2 whole square, this will be equal to T1 divided by T2. Let's say U1 is 50% and this is 37.5, that is U2 whole square. T1 is the time taken for 50% consolidation, which is to be calculated, divided by T2. T2 will be equal to 18 hours. So we can write down 18 over here. So 50 divided by 37 divided by 37.5 square multiplied by 18. So this is giving you 32 hours. So T1 over here is equal to 32 hours. This will be a final answer, option B. let's see this question over here. A dry soil has a mass specific gravity of 1.35 and the specific gravity of the solids is 2.7. You have to calculate what is the void ratio. Good question. You can use your basic formulas for that. Your mass specific gravity in case of dry, it is actually equal to what is the unit weight of dry condition, that is gamma d, with respect to the whole volume of the sample divided by gamma w. So gamma d divided by gamma w is given to us as 1.35 over here, and the specific gravity is given as 2.7. Also, the gamma d formula, we know how much it is, what it is, g gamma w divided by 1 plus E. So we can just take gamma w over here in the denominator and we can just write down that 1.35, it is equal to 2.7 divided by 1 plus E over here. So we can just find out 2.7 divided by 1.35 minus 1. So here void ratio is equal to 1. When you'll solve this, you'll get 1. Let's see this question over here. In this question, they are saying a settlement analysis carried for a structure on compressive clay layer with a single drainage indicates 12 centimeter in 6 years. So the 6 years of time is with respect to single drainage conditions and 12 centimeters. However, subsequent borings established that double drainage condition, the time required for 20 centimeter, right? So for 20 centimeter, you have to consider double drainage system. So the depth of the drainage depth will reduce to half in this particular case. Here we have to establish a relationship so that we have a dependency of time with respect to the drainage depth as well as the percentage consolidation which is there. So let's do that. So we know that there is a formula to find out how much percentage consolidation is there. So let's say U1 to 12 divided by 60 multiplied by 100. This will give us the percentage consolidation in the first case. So 12 divided by 60. This will give us 20%. And U2, this is 20 centimeter. So 20 divided by 60 multiplied by 100, this will give us 33.33%. So this is our percentage consolidation in the second case. Now we have the formula of time factor TV is equal to CV T by D square, right? And right over here we can just say that the coefficient of consolidation for a particular soil shall remain constant. So T is directly proportional to TV into D square. So if depth is changing, that means the drainage depth, in one case it is single drainage, in another case it is double drainage. So this is not constant. So D square is not constant over here. Therefore, there will be a dependency on D square as well, right? Now we have one more formula for TV. Whenever the percentage consolidation is less than 60%, less than equal to 60%, TV will be equal to pi by 4 into U square. So here TV has a dependency on square of U square. So here we can just simply replace TV in this formula with U square, and we can say the time which has elapsed, it is directly proportional to U square into D square. So T1 divided by T2 will be equal to U1 D1 divided by U2 D2 whole square. And this T1 is given to us in the question, that is 6 years. T2 is to be calculated. U1 is equal to 20 multiplied by H, let's say the drainage depth is H, and U2 is 33.33. This is H by 2 and this is whole square, right? Now take this 2 in the numerator for simplicity. So this is 40 and h and h will get cancelled out. This will be what, 40 divided by 33.33 whole square, right? And 6 divided by, so this is, the answer will come out as 4.165 years, right? This will be a final answer. Let's see this question over here. In this question, they are saying two columns A and B are 6 meters apart, with column A transferring load as twice as column B. If the vertical stress at the depth of 10 meters below the ground level at midpoint between the two columns is 12 kPa, the column A load is. So this question can be solved with respect to Bosniewski's formula. Though in this question they have not mentioned Bosniewski's formula, Westergaard could also have been there mentioned. But again, here this question is framed with respect to Bosniewski's formula. Nevertheless, if this kind of question comes in GATE examination, Bosniewski's formula, the formula to be used will be given to you in the question. So over here we know that with respect to the formula, the stress at a particular depth Z due to a point load, it is 3q divided by 2 pi z square into 1 divided by 1 plus r divided by z whole square raised to the power 5 by 2. This is your Bosniewski's formula. And there are 2 point loads over here. So the final stress will be the summation of both the point loads. Let's say this load is given by the QA, that is your column A load, and you just have to add the other load to it, 2 pi z square into 1 divided by 1 plus r by z whole square raised to the power 5 by 2. This will be your summation of both the considerations. So point load formula you have to just consider, right? So superposition of the stresses shall be there. So this 12 kPa at a depth of 10 meters shall be considered. Now we can just substitute the things over here, right? So this QA is also given as that point load of this QA is twice of that of B. So I can just write down that this is your 2 into QB, right? So 3 by 2 pi z square into 1 divided by 1 plus r by z whole square raised to the power 5 by 2. You can just take it out as common. And this is twice of QB plus QB, right, in between, right, which will be left. You can just substitute all the things. Here z is equal to what, 10. Radius shall be considered because there are 2 point loads. Let's say this is your point load, this is your point load, and at a depth of z. So this is your 3 meters. So radius will be 3 meters. And this is your depth, which is 10, right? R value will be 3. So R by Z over here, this will be what? 0.3. So 3 divided by 2 divided by pi divided by 10 square multiplied by 1 divided by 1 plus 0.3 square raised to the power 5 divided by 2. This is coming out as, you can just see that this will be equal to 0.385, right? This value will come out as 0.385 multiplied by 2 into QB into plus QB. So this will be your 3 times QB. And sigma Z value is given to us as 12 kPa. And we can just take it to the denominator. over there. Take it to the denominator over there. So this is 12 divided by 3 divided by 0.385. So QB is coming out as 10.38. So this is in kilonewton. So I'll just convert. So this is 1038.96 kilonewton. This is the final load which is coming out. This is QB. Now twice of this QA. So 2 into 1038.96. This will be 2077.92 kilonewton. This is your final answer. Let's see this question over here. In this question, they are saying a flow net drawn below a concrete pier with a sheet pile of 8 meter depth at heel rest on 18 meters. Okay, and thick sandy stratum is shown in the figure. The value of K for the soil on which the weir is resting, it is 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter per second. And they are also saying the specific gravity of the grains is 2.65. Which one of the following is correct? So this is a multiple select question. Quantity of water seeping under the weir per unit width is 1.23 into 10 to the power 5 meter cube per second per meter length. Okay, per unit width. So yeah, we can just simply use the formula for that. Q is equal to KH NF divided by ND. So here this Q is given to us. Answer is required in meter. So I'll convert this centimeter per second into meter per second. So 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second it will be. Multiplied by H. H will be 8 meters over here because this is 8 and this is 0 over here. There is no tail water depth. So H will be 8 meters. Multiplied by NF, number of flow channels 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 flow channels are there. Divided by ND, number of equipotential drops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 equipotential drops. We can just find out what is the answer over here. So this is 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 8 into 4 divided by 12. This is 1.226 into 10 to the power minus 5. So option A is saying that it is correct. It is approximately same, 1.23 into 10 to the power minus 5. After that, they are saying what is the seepage pressure at point X. This is your point X. So seepage pressure is actually dependent on how much of the head is left. How much of this total head is left at this particular point. That means we have to subtract that how much of the head is actually lost. So at each equipotential drop, how much of the head is lost is, let's say, delta H. Total head is 8 divided by a total number of equipotential drops, that is 12. So 8 by 12. 0.667 meters is delta H. Now up until point X, how many of the drops are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 drops are there. So at X, what is the head? It will be equal to total head 8 minus 6 into 0.667 into 6, 8 minus 4 meters of head is left. And what will be the seepage pressure? Seepage pressure is nothing but gamma W into 4. So close to, again, if you consider gamma W as 10, this will be 40 kPa. So option B is also correct. Right. Now critical hydraulic gradient of the soil is 0.97 if the void ratio is 0.7. So considering void ratio as this 0.7, critical hydraulic gradient IC is equal to G minus 1 divided by 1 plus E. Right, 2.65 is given to us. So 1.65 divided by 1.7. (0.97). Okay, so critical hydraulic gradient option C is also correct. Let's see if the soil fails due to piping failure or not. Exit length must be given. So this is your exit length 1.2. Exit gradient will be delta H divided by the length of exit length. Delta H is equal to 0.667 divided by 1.2. Here this is 0.55. So exit gradient is less than the critical hydraulic gradient. So obviously here there is no piping failure. You can just compare that critical hydraulic gradient is greater than the exit gradient. There will be no piping failure in this case. You can calculate the factor of safety also, which will be greater than 1. So option D is wrong in this case. Right. So A, B, C is correct answer. Let's see this question over here. In this question, they are saying a retaining wall is there with a triangular profile, and triangular profile has 6 meter, is 6 meter high, and if it retains earth up to its top with the horizontal surface for no tension to develop, the base width required is. So this is kind of a similar question which is there in irrigation as well. In irrigation, when you see the elementary profile of a gravity dam, in that particular case as well, a similar case scenario shall be there. But instead over there, it is water which is retained. Over here, earth is retained. So the lateral pressure which is produced, that is the active earth pressure which will be produced, it will be considered with respect to the soil which is there. And you have to consider the active earth pressure coefficient in that case. But over there is only water. So for no tension to develop, the resultant shall pass through the middle third portion. So that means the weight shall be at a distance of base divided by 3, and this resultant will be at a gap of 3b by 3, and this will also be by 3. Right, this is how the resultant should pass over here. Now when you consider this, that this is your resultant R, this is whenever you consider this weight as W, you can just take a overturning. This is your resisting moment. So W into B by 3 would be your resisting moment, and this is retaining what earth material over here, and this will produce horizontal active earth pressure at a distance of H by 3. This is PA, which is equal to half KA into gamma into H square. Right. So this shall be equal to PA, and that is your H multiplied by capital H by 3. Right. So these two shall be equal, then only you'll be able to say that no tension is getting developed. And over here W can be considered, this is your made of concrete, and unit weight is 25 for that, specific gravity of the wall 2.5. So half into gamma, that is gamma into height H multiplied by base, that is B multiplied by B by 3, and active earth pressure half into Ka into gamma of soil, that is 20, gamma of soil which is 20 into H square. Right, and on the basis of this you can just find out, and multiplied by H by 3, multiplied by H by 3 over here. You can just solve this and get the answer for width. Substitute the values. Gamma is given as 2.5, h is given as 6, b is to be calculated, Ka can be calculated as 1 minus sine phi divided by 1 plus sine phi. Phi is given to us as 35 degrees, and you can just find out Ka. Substitute all the values and get the answer over here. Answer would turn out to be, there will be, this is a quadratic equation because again b square is there. It will come out as 2.79 meters. This will be a final answer.
Hello friends, so let us look at some questions from surveying here. So which of these following does not represent the variations in inclinations? So basically we have 4 variations in inclination, that is first one daily or diurnal variation, annual variation, secular variation and irregular variations, right? Which of these following does not represent your variation? Do we have irregular variation? Yes. Do we have secular? Yes. Do we have annual variation? Yes. But there is nothing called as sidereal variation, guys. So this does not represent the variation that we have. Consider the following statements. Subtens bar tachymetry is best suited for longer distances. No, absolutely not. Subtens bar tachymetry is best suited for shorter distances up to a few hundred meters. Tangential method of tachymetry is a faster method than stadia. No. In the tangential method of tachymetry, we will have to observe our target staff 2 times. One vertical angle against the top target, one vertical angle against the bottom target. So 2 observations are required, whereas in stadia tachymetry, you only need to observe once. Analytic lens helps makes distances proportional to staff intercept. That's correct actually. When we attach analytic lens, K value becomes equal to 100, C value approximately becomes equal to 0, which means D is equal to 100s plus 0, or distance becomes directly proportional to staff intercept. That statement is correct. Stadia crosshairs consist of no vertical hair. That is wrong. What are they asking us? They are asking us to identify the incorrect statements. So the incorrect statements here are A, B and D. Let's look at the next question here, right? So consider the lines AB, BC, CD. Okay, they are having bearings due north, due east, south 30 east. Length of the line AB is 100, BC 80 and CD is equal to 120. If a circular curve is tangential to all these lines, the radius of the curve in meters is dash. Okay guys, so let us try and understand the question. So the line AB is due north. So you can imagine this as my point A, and that line AB is due north, which means it is going exactly like that. So somewhere around here, this is my point B. Okay, so that is my point B. Now the line BC is due east. So this is how my line BC is, that is due east. Okay, so sorry, that is C. Next step. Alright, the line CD is south 30 degree east. So somewhere around here, we are having the line CD that is equal to south 30 degree east. And what they are saying is a circular curve is tangential to all these lines. Circular curve is tangential to all these 3 lines. Okay, right. So you will have to imagine a circular curve that is tangential to all these 3 lines. Okay, guys. So this is how your figure should look like. Right. So this is my line AB here. So somewhere around here, the point A starts. Okay. So the line AB is due north, and this is where my point B is. Okay. So that is where my point B is, guys, like this. Okay. And you can see the point BC is due east. And from somewhere around here, from C, I am having the line CD like this. You can imagine this is where my point CD is. And this much bearing, they are saying equal to how much, guys? 30 degrees. The distance AB is 100 meters. And this entire distance BC is equal to what, guys? It is equal to 80 meters. And how is your circular curve? It is tangential to all these 3 lines, right? We need to measure the radius of this curve. Now look here, guys. We can consider, these 2 tangential points here, and we can imagine, right, this is the center of the curve. Similarly, this is also the center of the curve. Now, this is the initial tangent, this is the second tangent that we are having. So, that is my first deflection angle. What is that? That is equal to 90, right. So, then tell me guys, what is this much distance called as? That much distance is called as my tangent distance. This much distance is also called as my tangent distance. What is the formula for the tangent distance, guys? Tangent distance is equal to r tan delta by 2. So, what is this? R tan, what is the deflection angle here, guys? 90 degrees by 2, right. So, that is the value of my, the tangent distance. Similarly, guys, here also, this is one intersecting straight line, next intersecting straight line. In between these two, this becomes the deflection angle. We know that this entire angle is 90 degree, this much is 30, so this much angle is what? 60 degree, right. Now, tell me, what is this tangent distance, guys? That tangent distance is r tan delta by 2, r tan delta by 2. So, this is r tan 90 by 2, this is r tan 60 by 2, the sum of these two should be what? 80 degree, problem over. Okay. So, r tan 90 degrees by 2, right, which is nothing but 1, plus r tan 60 degrees by 2 should be giving me the value as 80. So, from this, what is the value of r? Let's solve this, guys. So, right, so 1 plus tan 30, okay, divided by 80, 80 divided by, so 50.717, 50.717, rounding off up to 2 decimal points, 50.72 meters, that is my answer. So, this particular answer should be, right, 50.72. Okay, guys. So, do we have an option here? So, it's an NAT type question, guys. So, we have to enter the values. So, the NAT should be what? 50.72. That's it, guys. All the best. Now, let us look at our questions from railway engineering, guys. Okay. Which of the following statements best explains negative superelevation? The branch line requires the same superelevation and the main line, which cannot be achieved. Not really. That is not really correct. Superelevation requirement of the main line and the branch lines are contradictory and cannot be satisfied simultaneously. Yes, that explains. Turnout angle is too sharp, preventing proper superelevation. No. Ballast section design. No, nothing to do with ballast. So, this explains the concept superelevation correctly. So, when we are looking at the main track, right, the outer rail is 1, but when we are looking at the branch track, the outer rail becomes inner rail. What we call it as outer rail for the main track becomes the inner rail for the branch track, right. So, that will be contradictory. Therefore, the main track profile will dominate and the branch will be kept in negative superelevation. Okay. Look at this. The wheelbase of a vehicle moving on a branch or on a broad gauge track is, right, how much? 6 meters. Okay. The diameter of the wheel is 1524 mm. So, the wheel diameter D is what? 1.524 meters. And the flanges project 32 mm. H is equal to, right, 32 mm. So, 32 by 1000 meters, right, below the top of the rail. The extra width required, right, if the radius of the curve is what? 168 meters. Okay, guys. See, the formula for extra widening is equal to 13 into B plus L the whole square divided by R centimeters. So, for here, the first thing that we need is the lap. What is the lap? 2 times under root of h square plus dh. You should get the value in meters. So, let's substitute that values, guys. So, the value of h is given to me as, right, 32 mm, right, so that's 32 by 1000, right, the whole square, plus the diameter of the wheel is given to me as 1.524, right, into, right, 0.032, right, square root of that, right, into 2, the lap becomes what? The lap becomes 0.446 meters. The lap between the flange and the rail is this much. Now, direct substitution. The extra widening would be 13 into, right, 13 into, what is the B value, guys? B is given to me as 6. 13 into 6 plus, right, L is what? 0.446 the whole square divided by, what is the radius given to you guys? 168 meters. I'll get the answer in centimeters. That is the empirical formula. Okay, so 0.446 plus, sorry, 6.446 the whole square divided by 168, right, into 13. So it is 3.215 centimeters. But remember, guys, they want the answer in mm. So the answer should be what? 32.15 mm. Rounded off to 2 decimal points means 32.2 mm. That is the amount of extra widening required. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Look at the question. It is a 2 marks question from transportation, a regular question. Car A follows car B. B is a slow vehicle, A is a high speed vehicle. At a speed of 2 meters per second, this is slow speed VB. The driver of car A accelerates at a rate of 1 meter per second square to overtake car B. Distance between two vehicles before and after overtaking, S1 is equal to S2 is equal to 20 meter. Before overtaking, after overtaking, distance between the vehicles is 20. During the time of acceleration, the distance travelled by the vehicle A from the point where it changes to the next lane till it comes back to the original lane. That means they are asking you the D2 distance. D2 is S1, VB into overtaking time plus distance between the two vehicles after overtaking. The overtaking time capital T is given by 2 into S1 plus S2 by acceleration under root. S1 is 20, S2 is also 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. 40 into 2 is 80. Root 2. Acceleration is 1 na? So it is 80 by 1. Root 80 is 8.9 seconds. You need to calculate it from your online calculator. Then substitute all the values. S1 is 20, VB is 20 meter per second, travelled in 8.9 seconds and again 20. So the answer here is 218.89 meter. They are asking you to round to 2 decimal places. In meter only they are asking you, in meter. So in that fill up the blank, 218.89 is required. So this is this question. We'll move to the next question of transportation. You can see this. Speed density curve is given below. What may be the flow density relation? This is speed versus density curve. What about Q versus K curve? Go by process of elimination. If you observe, this is uniform here. Linear is required. Linear QK required because Q is equal to K into V. As K is increasing, V remains constant. V is constant till here. V is constant. Q is increasing. K should also increase with Q. Q should increase. K should also increase. So this is right. This is right in the first part. This is wrong. After that, there is linear decrease. Linear decrease means you require the parabola in this area. This area, linear decrease between V and K, parabola is required here. Parabola, right. This is also parabola. This is hyperbola, this is linear. Linear means ruled out. This is already ruled out. So you can see the answer as this much. Answer is option C. Okay. By process of elimination, you can pick up the answer here. Answer is option C. Come to the next question. A signalized intersection, the cycle length is given as 120 seconds. The normal flow to saturation flow in a critical phase is 1/2. Green ratio is 1/3. Average delay in seconds they are asking. Average delay as per Webster's delay method is C0/2 1 minus G by C0 whole square 1 minus normal flow to saturation flow ratio. C0 is given as 120 seconds, by 2 we need to take. 1 minus G by C0 is green ratio, 1/3. Whole square you need to take. 1 by Q by S is 1/2. Simplify with the online calculator. It will be 53.33 seconds. It is a multiple choice question. This is the right option. Come to the next question. Which of the following statements are true with respect to the payments? They are asking you the true statements. It is a multiple select question. Look at this question. Look at the option A, multiple select question, more than one option will be there here. During night time, warping stress is maximum at edge, which creates tension on bottom surface of the concrete slab. During night time, warping stress is not maximum at edge, it is maximum at corner. Night time corner is critical, so directly it is wrong. Come to the option B. During daytime, warping stress is maximum at edge, correct, which creates tension on the bottom surface of the concrete slab. So second is true. During winter, frictional stress is maximum at edge region, which creates tension across the slab. Yes. During winter, tension comes. Friction is tension, it is constant throughout the cross section. Coming to the option D. During winter, frictional stress is minimum at edge region, which creates tension. Actually, during winter, the frictional stress is maximum. Here it is given as minimum. So it should be maximum. So option C is correct, option B is correct. Answer should be B and C. It is not A and D. A and D are directly wrong options. Now there is one airport question. Look at this airport question. Airport is constructed at mean sea level. You are constructing mean sea level. Mean sea level means no elevation correction. Basic length of runway is 4000 meter. The rise in temperature of the airport is ART minus SCAT. ART minus SCAT. Airport reference temperature is ART. Standard airport temperature is SCAT. The difference is 10 degrees. Runway has zero gradient. That means no gradient correction. No elevation correction, no gradient correction. We need to directly go for the temperature correction alone for entire. So So, final length of the runway they are asking, final length is only based on the temperature correction. What ICAO says is, for 1 degree rise in temperature, rise of 1 degree centigrade, increase length by 1%. For 1 degree rise of temperature, increase length by 1%. For 10 degrees, increase length by 10%. Maximum increase in length is 35%. So, 10% is less than 35, not a problem. So, final length is original length is 4000 into 10% extra, multiply with 1.1. 11 into 4400. So, answer is option B. Like that we can pick up the answers.
My dear friends, let's go through the environmental engineering questions asked in your pre-GATE exam. Okay, look at this question. It's a very easy 1 mark question. Which of the following material is not typically used as a feedstock for RDF production? RDF means refuse derived fuel, right? We use the solid waste to derive some useful material as a fuel, right? We use that fuel for multi purposes, right? Look at this. Which of these following is not typically used in the production of RDF, right? What is that one? You can look at the given options: plastic, paper and MSW and glass. Out of the given MSW constituents, you can look at plastic, paper and MSW has some heating value. We can utilize that heating value to produce this RDF, refuse derived fuel. The only one having the least heating value, I am not saying glass is not at all having heating value. It is having the least heating value out of the given options. Therefore, we can choose D as your answer, Delhi, right? This is D, easy question. Okay. This AQI, even in the score booster series, we discussed about one typical question about AQI. Similarly, we can get these kind of questions. Look at this. Which of the following is true regarding AQI, air quality index? These are very easy statements. If you can look at it comparatively, they are very easy, right? The higher AQI level, the greater the health risk associated with exposure to polluted air, right? More value of AQI leads to more pollution, higher health risk, right? The higher the AQI, the lesser the health risk. This is contradicting, right? A is correct. Look at this C. AQI is a numerical scale that ranges from 0 to 500 and it is based on the concentration of certain pollutants. Yes, it is a scale of 0 to 500, 0 to 51, 0 to 50, 51 to 100, like that we have a scale ranges from 0 to 500 is correct, absolutely true statement. Look at D. If AQI is 100 to 150, 101 to 150, it is unhealthy for all. It is unhealthy correct, but unhealthy for all is wrong. Okay, this statement is wrong. Unhealthy is correct. Unhealthy, since it is having bit more air quality index value, higher leads to higher risk, right? But unhealthy for all wrong. Unhealthy for sensitive people, those who are children, old people, those who are having the chronic diseases like lung disease, they may be for them it is unhealthy. If AQI is in the city is on 101 to 150 is unhealthy, not for all, for sensitive people, right? It's a very typical and easy question based on the AQI. You need to choose. This is a multiple select. A comma C are correct, right? Let me take some time of yours and explain about AQI a little bit, right? It's a very easy discussion. Look at this. Air pollution parameters are used to find AQI. There are 8 air pollutants we consider to develop this air quality index. All the 8 air pollutants concentration need not be necessary, out of which very few you can take, right? If you can look at what are those 8 criteria pollutants, very important needs to remember. First one is particulate matter, PM10, PM2.5. Next, gases, NOx, SOx, SO2, NO2, carbon monoxide, ozone. Ozone is the gas. Then we have finally lead and ammonia. These are 8 criteria pollutants we consider to design AQI, to report, to evaluate AQI of a particular city. AQI of a particular city, we consider these 8 criteria pollutants in the Indian framework of AQI, right? You need to remember all these, easy to remember. Particulate matter, out of particulate matter 10 2.5, SOx, NOx, CO, ozone are gases, 4 plus 2, 6, plus finally lead and ammonia are also you need to found. Lead is usually found in leaded petrol, automobile pollution, exhaust gases, right? Automobile exhaust gases, those automobiles are using leaded petrol, you may leads to pollution due to lead, right? That is what this AQI. See, you know, AQI limits the following 6 categories of AQI with respect to color schemes are proposed. AQI, you are talking about the scale of 0 to 500, right? Out of the 0 to 500, in between we have 6 zones. What are those categories? And with respect to color schemes, you just look at it, right? If the color scheme is this dark yellow, green, 0 to 50, that means good. Then we have satisfactory, 51 to 100, then moderate, 101 to 200, 201 to 300 is poor, 300 to 400 is very poor, then it is severe, right? This is what a scale we are following. This is how, see, if you can look at the categories, 3 plus 3, 6. 6 categories with respect to color schemes. Try to remember the colors also. They may ask some questions based on the AQI, right? These are the colors you can think, right? AQI, green is good. Then satisfactory is this color. Yellow is moderately polluted, poor, very poor and severe, right? These are the color schemes provided by AQI. This is the small discussion about AQI, okay? Let's look at the another question. This is also very easy if you can aware of. At a standard temperature and pressure, means what is the standard temperature? Standard temperature is 273 degree Kelvin, 0 degree centigrade, right? Pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure. A sample of air at standard temperature and pressure conditions has 0.04 ppm of NO2. Concentration in ppm is given, right? What will be the concentration in microgram per meter cube will be nearest whole number you need to answer. Very easy. If you can able to recall one small formula, this is derivable formula, okay? If any concentration is given in ppm, we can convert that into microgram per meter cube, right? Microgram per meter cube equal to, given is ppm, I am converting that ppm into microgram per meter cube. I need to multiply with one factor if it is a STP condition, okay? Needs to take ppm concentration, multiply with factor. The factor is, you can easily remember, 1000 m by 22.4. If you multiply this factor with a ppm, you will get microgram per meter cube very easily. What is m? M is the molecular weight. You can easily remember 1000 m by 22.4. Multiply. This is 0.04 ppm into, this factor is 1000 into, what is the molecular weight of NO2? NO2, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen is 14, oxygen is 32, 46 is the molecular weight of this. This is what M, molecular weight, M equal to 46. You can take that 46 divided by 22.4. If you evaluate, you will get some 82.14. 82.14 microgram per meter cube is the answer you are getting. Nearest answer will be the whole number. You can take value of 82 as the nearest whole number. If you take 83 also, correct, there will be a range, right? Don't worry about the range given. You need to enter 82 or 83, correct, okay, nearest whole number. Simple 1 mark question. Okay, the next question. This is the very easy. This seems to be lengthy, but calculation is very easy. Okay, look at this question. A combined sewer of circular section is to be designed to serve an urban area. The following data are given. He has given the plenty of data available to you to solve this question. Look at this. He is asking you to design a sewer. The diameter of the combined sewer is dash. He is asking diameter in meters. Options are given, right? See, if you can look at this, we are designing the combined sewer. Sewer design. The design discharge is for a combined sewer. We are designing that sewer for allocating some wet weather flow as well as dry weather flow, right? Wet weather flow means storm discharge. Dry weather flow means sewage flow, right? You need to take the design discharge of the combined sewer is DWF, dry weather flow, plus Q of wet weather flow. Let me evaluate these two separately, then added up will give you the design discharge. If I want me to take Q WWF, wet weather flow means storm discharge. You know, for urban catchment, the maximum peak flow is given by the rational formula air by 360. Very easy. All India rank by 360, right? Air by 360. A is in hectare. Intense impermeability coefficient is I. R is in rate of rainfall in mm per hour. If we substitute area in hectare, I value is a constant, R in mm per hour, you will get the design discharge is urban catchment, meter cube per second you will get. If you apply this, you will get value of this. AIR, R is the rate of rainfall. He has given, this is the rate of rainfall I am taking. The IRR, whatever the notation you are comfortable, you can remember. For easy, you can remember air by 360, All India rank by 360, All India radio by 360. Anyhow you can remember. What is the rate of rainfall given? That is in the question R value. That is what I has given, mentioned as I. 500 divided by TC plus 12. TC is given as time of concentration. If you substitute TC in minute, you will get the I value in mm per hour. Look at this given data here, where TC is the time of concentration in minute, then you will get the rate of rainfall in mm per hour. See, what is this time of concentration? You already studied. He has given flow time as well as entry time, 4 minute and 12 minute. Let me take one image for you for a better understanding. This is the entry of drain pipe where we are measuring the discharge. This is the exit of the drain. This is the length of drain. If you can look at the image carefully, I have taken the this line as T, time of entry. Time to entry, you can say. Time to entry means that whatever the rainfall occurred in this entire catchment, I am taking the farthest point in that catchment. Farthest point means it is the far away point to this particular entry of a drain. If I am receiving that water in this entry time, I can receive whole water from that catchment. Is this assumption is true? Right? If I am considering farthest point in that catchment, imagine this is a bigger catchment. I am taking the farthest point in that catchment. If the rainfall received at that farthest point is reached this drain at this time, then I can receive my entire catchment drainage, my catchment rainfall to this point. If that point rainfall is received at every point, that is the farthest in the catchment, that is what time to entry. Whole water, that point is reached, whole water is reached. That is what time to entry. Once the water enters here, what happens? In this drain, it has to flow. It is all known to me, right? What is the length of that natural drain? If you can notice the length, the discharge with which it is flowing, if you know, you can take this time to flow to reach the exit of a drain. If you combine these two times, time from farthest point to the entry of drain, from the entry to exit, it takes some time to travel, right? If you combine these two, That is the time of concentration. That's what I have taken. Here Tc is what? Tc is flow time plus entry time. Entry is 4 minutes. Flow time is 12 minutes. It takes 16 minutes time. Tc is 16 minutes. Then R is 500 by Tc plus. What is R? R is equal to 500 by Tc is what? Tc is 16. 16 plus 12 I think, right? 12. Therefore, you will get 500 by 28. Let me check with my answer. Rate of rainfall, R value I got 17.857. 17.857 mm per hour is the value of R, rate of rainfall. If you can easily evaluate Q wet weather flow, that is what? Urban catchment value, right? What is that value? Air by 360, area is 80 hectare, right? See, one of the important point is, if area is 80 hectare, can we apply this urban design formula? Yes, less than 5000 hectares is applicable. Therefore, A is 80 and impermeability coefficient or impermeability factor, what is its value given? Impermeability factor is 0.6, 80 into 0.6 into value of R. Therefore, air by 360, 80 into impermeability is 0.6, rate of rainfall is 17.857 divided by 360 will give you meter cube per second. This is an empirical formula. Let me check with my answer. 2.3809 I got meter cube per second. Just cross check with your answer. This is the QWWF. Now I am evaluating Q dry weather flow. You know, dry weather flow means he has given whatever the population and the rate of supply, out of the total rate of supply, 80% reaches the sewer. That is the factor you need to use, right? This is dry weather flow. 80,000 is the population, 150 is the, see, 80,000 population I am supplying at 150 liters per day. These many liters per day, out of which 80% only reaching the sewer means discharge is this, sewage discharge is this, divided by, I am just converting this also in meter cube per second. It is in liter per day. Per day means liter per 86,400 liters per second, right? 86,400. You need to take 86,400, then liter, 1 liter 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube per second, 0.111 I got, right? Let me check. Yes, correct. 111 meter cube per second. I wanted to design combined sewer to accommodate this storm water as well as this wet weather flow, so that we can combine these two. QD will give you design discharge is 2.3809 plus 0.111 or 111. I got that combined discharge is 2.492 meter cube per second. For this discharge, I need to design my sewer. If I know the discharge is this, area into velocity. Area is drain area, pi by 4 d square. Drain area into permissible velocity is given, right? That is, let me take 2.492, very easy to solve, right? Equal to pi by 4 d square into 2.5, right? D value is 2.5, permissible velocity, right? If you substitute this D value 2.5, which gives the required diameter of the combined sewer is, I got 1.126 meter. 1.126 meter means approximately 1.13 meter, which is nearest option. The nearest option is 1.1, closest is 1.15, therefore option is A, right? You need to be very careful while evaluating this formula. If you miss any of the parameter, if TC is substituted in seconds, your answer gone. Okay, be careful. Question is easy, but be careful with the empirical formula. Area is hectare, I is the constant, R is mm per hour. Be careful. Okay, this is the correct answer about this question. Okay, let's take this question. Okay, if you can look at this, he has given a small public water system has the maximum daily flow rate of 1 lakh liters per day and the maximum nitrate concentration is given as 16 milligram per liter. This is what in an untreated sewage public water system 16 milligram per, sorry, it is a water, sorry, 16 milligram per liter of nitrate is present. The plant operates only 7 hours a day. This is an operating time of a plant, right? If you can look at the operating time, this is the 7 hours a day is the operating time of the plant. Finished water after ion exchange process with 0.6 milligram per liter of nitrate nitrogen will be blended with untreated water which is having initial maximum value 16 milligram per. He is blending once the water 10 to the power of 5 liters per day is entering the ion exchanger. Before it enters the whole discharge, some is bypassing, that is untreated, and some is treating. Untreated is 16, treated is 0.6. Once we are getting the effluent from exchanger is having 0.6 milligram per liter of nitrogen, nitrate nitrogen, but untreated is this. They are blending and the mix will be, the finished water will be having the concentration of 8 milligram per liter or less. We are ensure that nitrogen nitrate concentration is 8 milligram per liter or less before supplying to community. That is what mix. Determine the flow rate of the ion exchange in LPM, liters per minute he is asking. He is asking you to determine what is that flow you are allowing through the ion exchanger to get this final result. That is the question, right? And also he is asking what is the blending rate or blending ratio. How much is entering the exchanger out of total is the blending ratio, right? That is what he is asking. It's a very easy question. If you can look at this, let me take this question. Okay, see, let us take a ion exchanger like this. This is my exchanger. This is my ion exchanger, and let me take, I am taking some flow into this ion exchanger. I am not taking the entire 10 to the power of 5 liters per day. I am taking very small amount into the, this is the flow. Then let me take, I am not taking the entire 10 to the power of 5. I am taking part of the supply, part of the amount into the, okay. Okay, now they are getting mix. If you can look at this, okay, here this is the Q with which it is entering is 10 to the power of 5 liters per day, right? At this point, before the before entering into the ion exchanger is 10 to the power of 5 liters per day. Then what is happening? Some flow is bypassing, means I am taking this as QB, bypass flow rate. What is actually entering into this ion exchanger? The actual value entering into the ion exchanger is 10 to the power of 5 minus this bypass flow rate. Some flow I am bypassing. It is not necessary to treat all the 10 to the power of 5 liters per day through my exchanger. Some amount I can bypass, and after untreated water and treated water is mixed here, I will get the concentration of how much? 8 milligram per. Here mix concentration, after I am mixing this bypass, this QB, it is having that untreated means he is having 16 milligram per liter, and here after treatment what is the concentration here? Discharge is 10 to the power of 5 minus QB, but what is the concentration? Let me take the concentration of 0.6 milligram per liter, right? 0.6 milligram per liter. Here I am having 0.6 milligram per liter as the concentration, but here I am having untreated means whatever the water having the initial high concentration, that is what I am having 16. Having bypass rate is this. It is having the discharge of 10 to the power of 5 minus QB, right? This is the discharge with a concentration, this is the discharge with a concentration. Both are getting mixed here, both are getting mixed here. After this, the C mix is having the concentration of, what is the C mix concentration given? C mix is having 8 milligram per liter. If you mix both of them, you will get 8 milligram per liter. You can easily apply your weighted average formula, 8 milligram per liter. If I get 8 milligram per liter after blending, what is the QB? You will easily get C mix. C mix is equal to, you have from the ion exchanger, this is the discharge I am sending through the ion exchanger. After exchanger, what is the concentration is 0.6 plus. What is the bypass flow? QB, its concentration is 16, means untreated, divided by total flow. Total flow is 10 to the power of 5. You can get a QB value, right? If you can take the value is 8 into solve and evaluate for QB, 0.6 into 10 to the power of 5 minus 0.6 QB plus 16 QB. If you evaluate, you will get the QB. Let me take the QB value directly. I got the QB value. Let me check. Please solve. 8 minus 0.6 will give you 8 minus 0.6 will give you 7.4 into 10 to the power of 5 equal to 16 minus 0.6 will give you 15.4. 15.4 QB. With this I got the QB, means this is not flowing through the ion exchanger, this is bypassing flow, right? 15.4 inverse into 7.4 into 10 to the power of 5. 10 to the power of 5, you are getting the bypass is 48,051.948 liters per day. I have taken liters per day, but I need what is passing through the ion exchanger. Q ion exchanger is how much? What is Q ion exchanger? 10 to the power of 5 minus this bypass is Q ion exchanger. What is the value? From 1 lakh you need to deduct this bypass flow rate, 48,052, just for a sake I am taking, minus, it will give, this is the actual value flowing through the exchanger, 948.05051 is the correct answer. This is in liters per day, but he is expecting your answer in liter per minute. Now the actual drama begins. See, if you can look at this, the plant operational time, if you can look at the operational time, is saying your plant is operating 7 hours a day, right? But you need to pump how much amount through your ion exchanger? These many liters per whole day. If you are operating whole day, you need to supply this, but you need to supply the entire amount in only 7 hours. Since operational time is only 7 hours. Therefore, what you need to do, the design discharge of your ion exchanger or a plant is not these many liters. You need to design in 7 hours only it is working. Therefore, if 7 hours is working, in 24 hours in a day, only 7 hours is working. You multiply 24 by 7 with this factor, you will get 24 divided by 7. 24 by 7, you may think like that. This is what? Liter per day. But in liter per minute, I wanted to express my answer. Ion exchanger in liters per minute, 51,948.051 into, the factor is not whole day I am working. I am working only 7 hours a day. This is the factor. Into 24 divided by 7 will give you some value. This is what? Liter per day only. 178107.606. This is liter per day, but in liter per minute I want. Divided by 24 into 60 will give you liter per minute. Approximately you are getting 123.68 liter per minute, LPM, liter per minute. The correct answer is, correct answer to this question is 124 LPM, right? Liter per minute. A or D, you need to check blending rate. What is the blending rate? Blending rate means whatever the flow you are bypassing, that is what QB, right? Out of 10 to the power of 5, you are bypassing QB. That is what you are blending. You are blending with QB amount. Are you getting my point? I am not sending the entire 10 to the power of 5 liters per day into the exchanger. I am just bypassing some amount. Finally, I am blending with that value, right? What is that blending then? Blending will give you 50. What is QB here? QB here is, what is QB here? QB I got 48051, right? 48051.948 divided by 10 to the power of 5 is, will give you, sorry, 51,948.051 divided by will give you 0.519. See, this is what actually passing through ion exchanger, right? This is what blending. Out of 10 to the power of 5 liters per day, we are sending only this liters per day to the exchanger. Therefore, the blending ratio is, this is a simply ratio, blending rate or blending ratio is equal to, what is this ion exchanger? Q ion exchanger, the design discharge divided by the total discharge is the blending ratio. You are getting 0.519, I am getting 0.519, approximately 0.52 is the correct answer. 124 and 0.52 is the correct option is A, right? This is about this particular question. Okay, now let's take the next question is, okay, look at this. This is a very easy question based on the quality of water. If a water sample has alkalinity and hardness values expressed in CaCO3, which of the following statements regarding the water sample are true? If you can look at the carbonate hardness, if total hardness and alkalinity values are given to you, carbonate hardness is the minimum of total hardness and total alkalinity. You know, the total hardness is given as 350. Total hardness is 350 milligram per liter. Alkalinity is 450 milligram per liter, right? Whichever is minimum, you can take that CH value. Carbonate hardness is 350, that is the total hardness. If carbonate hardness is 350, what about non-carbonate hardness? Total hardness minus carbonate. Total is 350, right? Therefore, non-carbonate hardness is 0. If carbonate hardness is 350, non-carbonate hardness is 0, correct? The water sample is classified as very hard. Yes, if the water sample having the hardness concentration is 350, it classified as hard, very hard. C is also correct. Look at the D statement. The water should not be consumed even in the absence of an alternate source. This is what a permissible limit as per IS 10500 and 2012. According to Bureau of Indian Standards, if hardness is concerned, acceptable is 200, permissible is 600, but the available value is, the total hardness present here is 350. 350, you can use the alternate source. The water should not be consumed even in the absence of an alternate source is wrong, right? Its value is 600. Water should be consumed even in the absence of an alternate source. Therefore, A, B, C correct. A, comma, B and C you need to select. You choose all the three. If you miss any one option, it's gone. Okay. Next. Very easy, these kind of questions. Look at this BOD based question. If BOD at 20 is given, ultimate is given, then oxygen demand still present after 20 days. He is not asking BOD is exerted after 20 days. BOD exerted means it is utilized, but BOD present after 20 days is asking, right? After 20 days is asking, right? You know, BOD at 20 degrees centigrade, BOD 5 at 20 degree, you know, very well known expression for all of you. BOD at 20 degrees centigrade is equal to ultimate BOD into 1 minus e to the power of minus KT, K20 and T, right? This is given as 200, ultimate is 294 into 1 minus e to the power of, you need to evaluate k value into, for 5 days only you need to take for standard value. If you evaluate, I got the k value directly. You know the calculation very easily. 200 by 294 equal to 1 minus e to the power of minus 5k, right? I solved. If you do this 1 minus that, and finally I got minus 5k. I am taking that last before answer. The step I am taking is minus 1.140 you will get. For this k value at 20 degree, the standard value 0.228. This is base E, right? This is the k value I am getting from the given data. If I got the k value, can you evaluate oxygen demand present after 20 days? Very easy. See, BOD present after 20 days is L0 into e to the power of minus KT, right? What is this? BOD still present. Exerted means total minus present will exerted. 1 minus e to the power of minus KT, that is exerted. Directly you can take this, right? L0 is 294 e into e power minus 228 into 20 will give you BOD exerted. Let me check. I got the value of minus 0.228 into 20. Exponential of that value gives some value into 294. I got 3.07 milligram per liter is my answer, right? This is what still present, dissolved oxygen still present in the water. Therefore, the answer is approximately A, right? Option is A. This is about this particular environmental engineering questions. Okay.
So dear student, coming to construction planning and management, we had one question. That question from PET network. Just see here, 3 values are given for each activity, and what we have to find out the probability to complete the project within 25 days mentioned. So first 3 values we have to convert into a single value using the formula TE is equal to T0 plus 4Tm plus TP by 6. That is expected duration we have to find out. Okay, now let us have the expected duration first. Activity, expected duration for each activity using the formula T0 plus 4Tm plus TP by 6. Activity P, 2, 3, 10 mentioned, so not in series. So you can use a formula 2 plus 4 into 3 plus 10 by 6. It is equal to 4. Activity Q, 4, 5, 6. So directly we can take 5. Activity R, 1, 2, 3, 2 mentioned. Activity S, 4, 6, 14. You can use a formula 4 plus 4 into 6 plus 14 by 6, 28, 32, 42, like 7. T, 9, 14, 19. 14 you can take directly. U, 2, 9, 10 not in series. Use the formula 2 plus 4 into 9 plus 10 by 6. It is equal to 8. And finally V, 6, 7, 20. 6 plus 4 into 7, 28 plus 6, 34. 34 plus 20, 54 by 6, 9. Okay, once you get these values, now you can take the diagram based upon depends on mentioned. So P has no condition. I am just using AOA diagram. AOA diagram I am using. P has no condition. P. Next QR after P. QR after P. Next S after P. S also after P. T after QRS. But before that U after Q. U after Q. V after S. T after QRS. So what we do? Dummy we can use towards R side. Now this will become R directly, Q indirectly, S indirectly. From here, which activity you can take? T. That's it. Over. How many activities? 7 activities. We have shown 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All three we can merge in the last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Durations you can substitute P duration 4, Q pi, R2, S7, T14, U8, V9. Get the critical path in this by observation. So when you move along this path, P, S, T, PST is the critical path, right? 11 plus 14, 25. So critical path duration is equal to 25. Critical path duration is equal to 25. So what is observed? Critical path duration is equal to 25 means x is equal to given due date. What is the due date? Due date also 25. Critical path also 25. From the diagram, project duration distribution diagram, critical path duration and given due date both are matching. X is equal to mu is equal to 25. So what is the probability of completion? 50%. So PZ is equal to 50% or 0.5. So answer is probability of completion is equal to 0.5. Probability is a number between 0 to 1. Answer is 0.5.